There he is. It is the one and only Raider Fester. I need to have that, the canned applause. They have that on Coach's show, and I don't know how to fucking do it.
Yeah. But what I should do one of these times is get all that pancake makeup and put it all over my face, and then do the dark circles under the eyes. That might scare the viewers.
All you got to do is just look like me. I mean, because this is, I don't know what it's getting to a point now where I'm having a hard time to see because of my eyes. I don't know.
We're just getting old. We're just getting old. That's what it is.
Well, I was told that maybe there is I don't know if it's not cosmetic, if it's for health, but there is maybe a surgery that maybe cuts open. Cut me, man. You know, it's like one of those things. Yeah, so you can actually, because I got some beady ass eyes, and now they're getting worse. So, and then I got my Harry Carey glasses on again from last season. You know, giving them
don't get me started. Don't get me started on a Harry Carey impersonation. I could.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Hey, look at that guy.
Right. We got our Chicago Cubs baseball here on WGN Channel 9 in Chicago.
I love that, man. That's friggin' awesome. Ed's here. Mike, sir. Mike, don't remind me. I had a throwaway bet. A throwaway bet was like, I bet like $17 and some change, which was to make, you know, the money that would make my account even. I had Ole Miss winning the first half, and then I had Miami winning the second half, but I had Ole Miss winning the game. So what I want to know is if it's a tie, because that's the best I can do at this point, the way that Ole Miss is playing in the first half. If it's a tie in the first half, is that just it's thrown out, or I don't know. I don't know about betting as much on that shit like that.
Well, there's 2 or 3 left in the first half, and Miami just went up by 7.
Yeah. I'm just saying. But if Ole Miss was to come back and tie, you know what? I'm gonna bring in. Are you ready? Wait. Dude, okay. I'm going to bring in an aficionado.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, the gambling aficionado.
So just real quick, can you guys hear me? Because I'm using headphones. That's the first one. Okay, perfect. Yes. The second one, Cap Jack, is so I'm going to be with you until I park, because I'm actually on my way to my very first Vegas Golden Knights game tonight. The wife, the Asawa, wanted to take me out on a date night, so on the way to watch Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I'll be missing the college football playoffs with you guys, but I'll be looking forward to hearing what's going on with that. So, and then what's the betting question?
The betting question is, if I have a parlay,
okay,
and it's like this team wins a half, but it's tied that half. Is that a throwout, or do you lose?
Well, the problem is usually parlays will not allow you to bet on halves, and if you did bet, and if it somehow weirdly allowed it, then that means the parlay bet is only good for that half. Does that make sense? But usually parlays allow you to do full games, but not half games.
This is it. This is the game. It's like this team wins the first half, this team wins the second half, and then who wins the game? That's the parlay.
Oh, yeah. Well, then if you lose one of those bets, you lose the entire parlay. But if the way you did it is, yeah, you have to hit all three. Like that's why Cap, I always advise people like just literally on the UFC, my future brother-in-law, my sister's fiance, he had asked me, he said, "Hey, who should I bet on?" So I gave him the 5 bets, right? All 4 of the 5 hit. I was wrong on one, But I told them, I said, do not do this as a parlay. Just do individual bets because I don't know which one of these guys is going to mess it up for you. But the UFC before that, Cap, I had it 5 for 5. So I'm usually pretty good. But again, I hate giving it as a parlay. The only like I'll sometimes I'll do a stupid parlay bet for like $5 just for the kick of it, but not real money. You know, like no way, because you never know with parlays.
This was a throwaway bet. This was $17 and some odd change to make it even amount in the account. So it was a throwaway bet.
Okay, all right. Yeah. But on a parlay, you always have to hit all three. The only time it's an exception with any fights is if one of them was a draw. The draw usually does not count against the parlay. Because even like, yes. So, for example, if Raider Fester wants to bet on a singular fight, he bet big money, and it came as a draw, then he gets his money back. It doesn't count against him.
Yep. So we'll find out here pretty soon if Miami is going to hang on to that 7-point lead here in the first half.
Right.
But anyway, enjoy the Golden Knights. Look again to see if the Flyers head out there. Maybe I'll come out. Maybe I'll come out for again.
Hey, are they gonna let you crank the siren?
Oh no, I wish. That would be fun. Right. Now I gotta get out. Everybody's really worried about the flu and all of that. So I told all my doctors I'm gonna be. I mean, it's cold anyways, from what I heard. My therapist told me to make sure that I'm wearing like it's 35 degrees because apparently the arena is super cold, and I'm gonna have a bunch of gloves and my mask on. I'm not gonna get near anyone. I'm on like ADA seats anyway, so you know, like, but yeah, I wish I could crank the siren. That would be pretty awesome. Hey, while I am still on, I wanted to ask you guys this question. Because the Mike McDaniel thing just happened, right? So now it looks like Harbaugh is most likely going to go there to Miami, which makes sense. John Harbaugh will sign with Miami. He'll be the new, and he gets to pick his own GM, so he'll be the new head coach there. I heard that today was the Kevin Stefanski day with Spytek and Brady, right? He did the interview. So if Mike McDaniel is available as the offensive coordinator, are any of you guys against that idea?
Well, we're going to talk about that further, but I'll tell you this. I think that either Brian Flores or Kevin Stefanski is going to end up with the Ravens job.
Ooh.
I think one of those two guys is going to end up in Baltimore.
Wow. Okay. So what happens to the other guy then? Yeah. So then what happens to the other guy?
Now Flores, I would not mind, and I've heard this through several outlets. I would not mind seeing Brian Flores as head coach and bring Brian Daboll in as
that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I've
heard that by multiple sources. So that would be good.
All right.
But I've got my whole list here. I've got my list of 9 people.
Okay. Then you're going to get to cover it throughout the show. All right. That's cool.
Route them down the list. The Raiders are going to end up with one of these 9 guys.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, according to Richie Riche, Vance Joseph is going to be in Baltimore.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. All right. Well, I guess we're going to find out. We're going to see. The other one I had a question on is, so this Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza game is going to be quite the game. It's really the number 1 pick game, right? And I realized that Fernando Mendoza is the one that's being really hyped up for the Raiders, and he's ready to play and the whole bit. But a lot of analysts are saying that Dante Moore is the more pure passer and is the better younger project if you're going to go long term. And then, now Ty Simpson's coming. I mean, it feels like there'll also be a chance for us to get a quarterback in the later rounds, like day 3. Carson Beck will come out, and he might be a day 3 guy, right? So what are your thoughts on if we were to take 2 quarterbacks, one in the first round and one in day 3?
Go ahead, Fester.
There have been a lot of times, a lot of drafts where I've been pounded the table for this very thing. That the Raiders should get a top quarterback and then bring another guy in to compete. And Gruden would never do it. And again, we have a long history of, okay, just bringing in a guy and anointing him. We did that with Derek Carr, and then they just kind of left him alone and didn't do anything to challenge him or bring in an understudy as a backup. So I was all for many times drafting somebody early and then coming back in and drafting somebody again in the mid round to have that competition. But yeah, I think that's something that you always do. I'm of the mindset that you draft a quarterback every year, regardless. Somewhere in the draft, you always bring a young quarterback in. So if you can develop them, great. If not, there's always next year. You bring another guy in, and eventually you hit on one. If you keep doing that, eventually you're going to hit on one. The Raiders would never know that because they didn't do that for years and years and years. I mean, they got Derek Carr with a second-round pick in 2014, and then all they would muster then is like a fourth-round pick here, maybe a late third round here, but nobody to really challenge Carr. And then by the time that the McDaniels and Ziegler regime pretty much ran Derek Carr out of town, they had nothing to hang their hat on. They didn't sign Stidham, so basically they just went ahead and threw the franchise down the road. Now, there's 2 schools of thought on the whole Dante Moore thing. Okay, there's 2 schools of thought.
Ain't coming out.
One,
nope.
Well, number one.
Go ahead.
Number one, I don't think he's ready. I think he needs another year, and I think that people that are talking to him are going to convince him. Number one, that he needs another year, but number two, if he goes into the draft, the Jets are going to draft him number 2. And I don't think he wants to go with the Jets. So, again, the Jets may be in a position where they end up with the top pick and have him on the board next year. But here's the thing. The main thing is that on the other side of the coin, Dante Moore could very easily come out, and if he has a strong game against Indiana, that's his statement game to hey, wait a minute, Mendoza may not be the number 1 pick. It may be Moore. I think I've always believed since we got the number 1 pick, you have to go with Mendoza. You have to go with Mendoza, whether it's a crapshoot, whether it works or whether it doesn't work. You got to do that. You got to roll the dice and see what it comes up. If it doesn't work, they'll be just in the same spot that the Colts were with Anthony Richardson, where they drafted him like 3 or 4 overall a couple of years ago, and then he didn't pan out. Now he still might, but who knows? The Panthers took a big chance on Bryce Young a couple of years ago, and his rookie year was awful. Now he's starting to play much better now. Now again,
well, he's in the playoffs too, Raider Fester. He's in the playoffs.
He is
right.
In the playoffs. But I think you have to go ahead and roll the dice on Mendoza. Good, bad, or otherwise, that's going to be the thing that attracts coaches and OCs to the Raiders. Is the prospects of having a good young quarterback who obviously is the best quarterback in his class. Now, I've heard that next year's class could be stronger, which would mean that Dante Moore would have a lot more competition. And if somebody comes out of the woodwork and has a really good year, like maybe Nussmeier, somebody of that nature, and has a really, really good year, Moore could drop further. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think, really from a standpoint, from a skill standpoint, he's got all the potential. He's just too young. He is too young. He needs another year under his belt to really become a good quarterback, because when they get to the NFL, it's lightning speed, and you got big guys, they're coming at you, and you have to be able to read defenses and make quick calls. Mendoza has proven he could do that. And now we just need to pair him up with a good OC as well as a good head coach. But we'll see. But I think for Mendoza, I think when the Raiders have that pick, they don't even deliberate. You run that pick up to the stage, and you go ahead and announce that pick, and you bring him in.
So then that's a great segue to the last thing I'll say, Cap. Then I'll go. I want you, Raider Fester, because I know you're paying attention to who we're going to get. So I've been screaming for O-line forever. That the year that we took Brock Bowers, I said, let's get Fuaga. Fuaga went the next pick. Last year, I said, let's get Membu, who did great this year, by the way. Just an FYI to people who didn't pay attention. Membu was awesome this year, and they Jets took him right after we took Genty. So this is the year where I understand we're probably going to have to go Fernando Mendoza as the first pick. But that number 36 pick, if he happens to be there, I don't want to hear it from anyone. I want Caden Proctor, Alabama, 6'7", 370 pounds, pure athlete. I know that he played tackle in college, but I will put him right at left guard, Raider Fester, and I'll eventually develop him to be the left tackle of the future. What do you think of Caden Proctor?
Caden Proctor is going to go no lower than 24th in the draft. So for the Raiders to get him, they're going to have to put together some picks and move up into the first round. I've got no problem with that at all. So let's go ahead and package some picks together. Let's go ahead and move up into the late part of the first round and get Proctor. But we got to get him before 24 because by 24 he's off the board.
All right, but you do like Caden Proctor idea, right? Throw him in at left guard day one.
I'm right there with you. They gotta get an offensive lineman, and they got to get a good one.
All right. Well, thanks, Cap. Thank you very much. Thank you, Raider Fester. I'm going to be listening in while you guys are talking until the game starts. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Bye, Anna. Bye, Anna.
He's saying bye, babe. She's driving, but she's saying bye. Bye, Cap. All right.
All right. Take care there, bud. A drive-by, literally, a drive-by by Angelo. I gave him a link. When he gets a chance.
There we go.
Yeah.
I've done that before, drive by and you go down the road for a while. And I've done that with Richie several times.
And we had Richie in here too. So blessings to Richie and his feedback. He thinks if Vance Johnson goes to the Baltimore. I actually agree that it's going to be Stefanski because that is the best way for Kevin Stefanski to say fuck you to the Cleveland Browns is to go to the division rival and just beat them repeatedly. I mean, beating the Browns isn't nothing, earth-shattering anyway, but Kevin Stefanski beating them, it would be like the big fuck you. I'll be live doing Bishop's Bible study. Okay. Yeah. At 6:40 p.m. Bishop, where is that? Is that on your YouTube channel or is that at your church? That's 9:40 Eastern, by the way, I'm sure. Bishop's Bible study. Well, it looks like I'm going to lose this bet anyway, unless there's a miraculous touch.
Yeah. There's only seconds left in the first half.
Yeah. So unless there is a miraculous fumble touchdown, Miami. Well, I lost the bet. Oh, on Facebook. Okay, Bishop's Bible study for all those that want to cut away and get a good search of your soul. I'm not saying not. I'm not saying just if you want to cut away to Facebook, then go to the Bishop Brahue page, AJ. I am not being facetious, Bishop. I gave you a plug. I gave you a plug.
He did.
I did. And I gave it to you. I gave it to you with my new Italian pinky ring.
This pinky ring. That's right.
My wife's guy's pinky ring. Okay. I picked it up today. It was my grandfather's ring. And my grandfather was a big dude. Big dude. Not an Italian guy. It was a Jewish guy. Kind of like the Jews and the Italian get along in New York. Anyway, big guy, looked like, and I tell you this, I've told you this in the past, he looked like the guy who played McHale's Navy, that guy, Ernie Borgnine. He even had
Ernest Borgnine.
He even had the space between his teeth. And they were coming up to my grandfather in 57, and when they were doing Marty. That's Marty for everybody else. If you're in New York, it's Marty. Yeah. They're doing Marty, and they're asking my grandfather for his autograph. He thought he was Ernest Borgnine. Anyway, my grandfather gave this ring to my father. My father was a puny guy, and then he gives me this ring as my graduation gift when I graduated high school. A very, very nice ring, but it was a little too big for me. And blessings to you, Bishop. But I got it sized down, and it's a great Italian type pinky ring. So I'm with the Italian guys with the pinky rings.
And now I'm sharing it with all of you guys. All of you guys.
Hey, forgot about it. Throw off the fucking truck. What can I tell you? That's what I'm to tell you.
All right, Jack. Miami 17, Mississippi 13 halftime.
I lost the bet. Like I said, I threw away $17 and some odd cents to make my account even. Okay. By the way, the other parlay bets that I had, which are for tomorrow, they were no fault bets. $25. You get if it's not in, you get up to $25 back. So I said, shit, I'll do a couple of those. So at most, I can not break even because I threw over the 25, but I said, yeah, I'll do those because and I'm going to go back to what you were saying. More is not coming out this year, and the reason why is the two reasons you said. He needs more seasoning. He's a good developmental guy, and he's going to the fucking Jets. Nobody wants to go to the Jets on purpose. Nobody wants to go to the Jets on purpose. So Dante Moore is not going to come out this year. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets may end up having the top pick next year. Who knows? We'll see.
And then he'll say more. I said he'll pull like an Elway, or he'll pull a what is it? The other guy, the Manning. Don't pick me.
Oh yeah, Manning. Yeah.
Don't pick me. Don't pick me. You pick me.
Yeah.
Actually, was it Elway played baseball as his, and he went a year later, didn't he? Because of the baseball play.
Yeah, he did. He was with the Yankees, I think.
He was with the Yankees.
Or was it the Blue Jays? The Yankees or Blue Jays? I can't remember. No, Danny Ainge was Blue Jays, I think.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. But that's way back in the day. All right. So let me go down the list here first, Jack. Let's go down the list of coaches. Because again, that's the critical thing. And I will tell you, and you and I have discussed this. I think anybody that is chosen as a head coach now, unless Mark Davis is dead set on the fact that John Spytek is going to be GM / president of football operations. And there are some out there that are both. Of course, Al Davis was everything. He was the owner, the general manager, and the head coach all together. And there was no questioning that. But I think that unless we go ahead and tell Raider Nation and tell the world that Spytek is going to be the GM / director of football operations, I think they still need to hire somebody and put him in between because Mark's going to get that itchy trigger finger like he's done so many times. And when Reggie McKenzie, God help him, when Reggie McKenzie was the GM and was working his way. I mean, he got to the Raiders to the playoffs going to the 2016 season from 2012. It took them 4 years to make it. But they had tried Dennis Allen as a young head coach. It didn't work. I was not surprised that they fired him before he finished his second year. That was just a failed, miserable failure. I never liked him as a head coach ever, regardless of the team. And I know that he, coaching the Saints, beat the Raiders in a very dreadful game, but the Raiders didn't have anything. They didn't have a pot to piss in at that point. So I wouldn't really credit Dennis Allen with that. But They did select a better head coach, in my opinion. They selected Jack Del Rio, who had a little bit more of a coaching pedigree, and he definitely had connections to the Oakland area, which was a step up. Okay, it wasn't a home run, but it was a step up. But when Mark Davis then made the decision that, okay, I'm going to go over Reggie's head and bring John Gruden in and basically put him in charge. He was the head coach, but he was basically in charge of football operations. At that point, Reggie was dead man walking. He was. And so Mark, from that point forward, has been doing it backwards. He's been putting the head coach in and giving that person full say in what goes on. And it just doesn't work that way. And unless we put somebody in as director of football operations who will hold the GM accountable, who can then turn around and pick the coach, at least we're in a situation now where the general manager is going to pick the head coach, which we haven't had in a while. It's always been the head coach making the call or Mark himself making the call. So, it's the whole thing when you brought Ziegler and McDaniels in as a package deal, that doesn't work. You can't bring those guys in as a package deal. I don't care who it is. You just can't do that. So based on that, again, I still believe that Mark needs to either say, okay, John Spytek is the director of football operations / GM, or like we said, bring in Louis Riddick, or even bring in a guy like John Harbaugh. I mean, I could see John Harbaugh being president of football operations if he would want that, and that would be that extra layer. That would be somebody who's got experience. He's still young enough to where he could be in that position for quite some time. Now, I think that he and Tom Brady would butt heads, so that would be the only problem there. Who is the true alpha in the room?
But see, that's the other thing that you got going on is that even though it's not in his positional job title as one of the minority owners, that's why Brady is the de facto DFO. Okay, right. He's the guy that is dictating to, and people are saying also that it's Jim Gray. I mean, maybe it's Tom Brady with Jim Gray getting into the year of John Spytek and getting into the year of Mark. I know it's not Jim Gray getting into Mark's here, but he's going through Brady to get into Mark's here. So that's why I think Brady has got that illusionary title of director of football operations, because he's the guy that brought in John Spytek. And I've said it, and actually I'm glad to see that other people have said it in mass media. Brady, you either do one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're only doing half job of this and then even kind of like a half-ass job, you're doing it half-ass, period. You're doing it half-ass. Either you become a minority owner and you get involved and you stick through it, or go play on TV. And you're decent at that. I thought his first year really sucked, but he's gotten better. So he's hitting his cues a lot better. I think this is his second year, and he's doing it better. Okay, do that. Don't be that guy. I mean, you divest yourself. I mean, you don't have to divest yourself of the ownership because you bought in on that, but don't do anything with it. Fucking work on TV, because Richard Seymour has a minority ownership in the Raiders. You don't see him that we know of putting fucking little thumbs on shit, because he's not Tom Brady who gets the panache, boom, boom, boom. The light bulbs. There's your Fessler light bulb. He doesn't have all the light bulbs going off because he's a minority owner. He sits back and he rakes in the money. There you go. He doesn't have that. So Brady, fucking do one or the other. Here's
door number one. There's door number two. Pick.
Yeah.
And no wishy-washy, no half here, half there. We've talked about this before. They need to make a decision. Mark has to make a decision, and Tom need to sit down and say, what's it going to be? Are you going to be director of football operations? And I have no problem. They could set up an office for him in Henderson and put his name on the door and put his picture up in the hallway. I don't care. If he's going to be the director of football operations, so be it. I got no problem with that. But we have to have that layer of protection in, because otherwise Mark's going to get that itchy trigger finger and the next coach is not going to have a chance. And Mark will fire him and not give Spytek the opportunity to do that. And then there again, who holds Spytek accountable? You've got to have somebody to hold him accountable to make sure that he's making good picks and putting those guys on the field and getting them to work. Now, I think that there was a lot of infighting between him and Pete Carroll this past year, which we're starting to find out about.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So we'll see. So Harbaugh, it's a long shot of him coming to the Raiders. I don't see that as a head coach. If he came to the Raiders at all, it would be as director of football operations. But again, that I think if Mark is committed to going with Spytek and Brady, that's not going to happen. So I don't think that Harbaugh would want any part of coming to the Raiders as a head coach. So I think that ship has sailed. I believe. So we'll see where he ends up. I think he will be high up on the list for anybody. Okay, so Mac Daddy says you should be the owner for the Raiders front office.
Yeah, and I agree. Harbaugh ain't doing it, so I'll do it.
Here's the second name on the list, Cliff Kingsbury. Now I know that he was jilted. He was offered the offensive coordinator position. He could bring quick results, but he can't seem to sustain them. That's the thing. He's a guy who can come in and light a fire, instantly start a fire going, and then after a couple of years, it starts to peter out. So year one with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels was terrific, and then year two saw a lot of large regression, multiple injuries, and a team that grew old really quickly. Now, again, I know he wasn't in charge of that, but when you have a young quarterback, you have the dream team, you're allowed to really have a say in building that offense around that young quarterback, which whoever comes in is going to have that opportunity to do it. So Cliff Kingsbury, again, I think he'd be a long shot to come to the Raiders. He might end up with another team. I think he'd best be served to go back to Washington for another year and prove that his first year with them wasn't just a fluke. Because if he can't do that, then I think that he's not worthy of getting a head coaching position just yet. He's got to show me a couple of good years of stability and progression rather than just a 1 year and then a flash and then a flat. So I don't see Kingsbury doing it now. Clint Kubiak.
One second, BMAC. I will address that after Fester goes through his list, and remind me about that, because there are words and there are words. So we'll get to that. And Nabman knows me. I'd fire everybody if you don't do your fucking job.
Yeah. All right, Clint Kubiak. Now the Seahawks are a top 10 in points this past year, with number 1 draft pick and a lot of cap space and weapons like Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. Kubiak could really build his dream team on offense. I've heard his name mentioned a lot. I think he is, I won't call him a dark horse, but I would say he certainly is one of the favorites of names I've heard that are possibilities. So again, you're looking at Seahawks. We've had a lot of past Seahawks recently. Do we want to go down that road again? Clint Kubiak, I think, is a little different because he brings a different perspective, and he's got a recent proven track record. So I think that's the difference. When you have a team that comes off a top 10 in defense giving up points per game, that's something that the Raiders definitely need, and to be able to support. And they've got some good young players on defense that we're just starting to see at the end of the year. And I think that they can continue to build on that. So that's a possibility. I see Kubiak as a possibility. Flores and Stefanski. Flores, again, is another name I've heard as being one of the favorites. I know some people were worried because he had the lawsuit during the end of that ugly breakup with Miami, but Davis family doesn't care about lawsuits.
A lawsuit? Oh my God!
If there's one organization that would just look at that and just kind of smack it like a fly, it would be the Raiders. So I don't think that's a worry. But if you could bring Brian Flores in and match him up again with Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, I think you'd be cooking. I really do. I could go with that. I'd be able to go with that. Now, that's just one scenario. There's some others as well. Kevin Stefanski is going to be getting some looks, and I think he probably will be the first head coach signed somewhere. I think somebody will snap him up. Now, he had the misfortune of being with a horrible Browns organization, and I don't respect that entire organization top to bottom. And again, this is no shade toward Cleveland Browns fans because I've been to Cleveland many times. I've met many Cleveland Browns fans, and I love them. They are the salt. They are the salt. But I'll tell you, the organization itself, I got no respect for top to bottom. You know what they did with Deshaun Watson, among other things. They brought in not one, not two, but three quarterbacks this year, and just kind of deal them in and out like exchanging cards. They don't really care about taking a guy and developing him. This is a joke of an operation. They've not been good for years. I would be surprised if Myles Garrett didn't go ahead and just go to the highest bidder, and or if Cleveland could stockpile a whole bunch of items and just trade him away. I know that would seem crazy, but Myles Garrett deserves to be with a winner, and Cleveland's not it. I don't see Stefanski staying on the market very long. He could very well end up in Baltimore. He could end up somewhere else. But I would say Kubiak and Flores again would be the ones that I see in there. The others that are dark horses potentially. Vance Joseph, I think Vance Joseph is going to end up in Arizona. I think
didn't he coach Arizona?
What?
Didn't he coach Arizona before? Then he went to Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they'd hire him back because he's had some good stability and he's had a track record. So I think he could go back, and that's an organization that really needs to have to establish several good years before they can get a good quality coach. I don't think that Arizona is going to be able to get anybody really name. So I could see a guy like Vance Joseph coming back as a second go around and seeing what happens. Now, the other guys are defensive coordinator, Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, who I respect a lot. You don't hear his name that much, but I think he's going to become a head coach somewhere. There's Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula, who's getting a lot of burn because of the fact that the Rams have done so well this year, and of course the Shula name doesn't hurt. Yeah. Now, the other guy who I'd say is my dark horse, who I really like, is Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Now Minter, of course, has that combination with the Harbaughs. He's got that connection there. He's also got connection with Spytek and Brady. So he's a Michigan guy. So there's that. Now, they were 6th in points allowed this past year and 5th in yards allowed. That's good. And as we mentioned earlier, in talking about sound defenses, that's what you want. You want somebody who can put that together. Now, he did all that and put that entire defense together with only one real household name, and that was Derwin James. So if you can do that and establish it and not have a whole lot of real Hall of Fame type names on your roster, then that's something definitely to take a look at. But I think it really, Jack, is going to come down to either Clint Kubiak, Brian Flores, or maybe Jesse Minter. So those are the three guys I think that'll probably end up coming down to as far as a head coach.
I'd like to see Minter just to piss off the Charger fans.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and even the two Charger fans that do a show with, like, oh no, Minter won't go there. Minter won't go. Boy, I'd love that. Honestly, though, if I had my druthers, I'd like to see Brian Flores with a top flight OC. I think that should be the guy. Brian Flores is no nonsense. And for those people that are, I'm going to say a very dirty word here. Okay. was either very. You know what I'm going to say, right? You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Patriot connection. Patriot connection. Were you thinking I was going to say that, or was that something else?
No, I was going to go somewhere else. Go ahead. You finish your thought, and I'll give you mine.
The Patriot connection is that Brady knows Brian Flores from his time in New England. Okay, so they have that connection together because of the Patriots. The difference between the fucktwat McDaniel Patriot connection is it's not that. Okay, McDaniel offense and the Patriot way, which was it's not the Patriot way, it's the new Raider. No bullshit. Flores is a offshoot of a hard-nosed, kind of like Belichick, but a hard-nosed coach that doesn't take shit. And if one thing that this team needs is somebody that doesn't take shit, because we've gone so far off the reservation. I don't know if I can even. I can't really say that anymore. That's kind of considered, non-PC. But we've gone so far off the glass that you can't have a hard-nosed coach. But Flores was so hard-nosed that he got canned in Miami because he didn't want to lose. He was told to lose. He said, fuck you, I'm not going to lose. It came out, and they blackballed him, which was unfortunate because he's a great coach. You put that guy with Dable, because I was saying that, do you think Dable gets a head coaching position? I'm like, no, not this cycle. He needs to work back up to it. Okay? Yeah. So I'd take Flores with Dable, or I'd take Flores with McDaniel, because somebody was asking me if we would like to have me. I said I can deal Flores and McDaniel, which are two Miami cast-offs. Okay, I can do that. Brian Flores is a victim of that. You cannot tell the quarterback they suck. Oh, look, Tua suck. Yeah. So is that a positive, Nav man? Is that a positive that you take Brian Flores? Because I want a coach that can fucking tell it like it is. And Brian Flores would be that. And Dable would be a offensive mind blow. And he's not, I liked Chip Kelly, but Chip Kelly was he kept coming from the college round and the college. Dable knows offenses from the NFL.
Right. So, Jack, what I thought you were going to say was this. And if not, my thought was Brian Flores is what I thought Antonio Pierce could have become had he had more years of experience. And that still may be down the road. But again, I liked a lot of the things that Antonio Pierce brought to the table, but experience was not one of them. And he was not really in a good position as far as a head coaching standpoint goes. He didn't have the trust of the organization. He had the love of his players, but didn't have the trust of the organization, and didn't really have that much runway. What he did toward the end of the 2024 season was regrettable. What he did at the end of the 2023 season was magical. So again, it's those two things together. I think what he did at the end of the 23 season was enough to warrant giving him a full year. But again, you've got to have a little bit more experience to be able to get where Brian Flores is now. Brian Flores can now command where he wants to go. So I think he is now where Antonio Pierce could be in a few years if he had a situation and was continued to be able to develop.
Yeah, I think that Flores, I'm sorry, not Flores. I think that Pierce is, when he lost it, and the fact that he's on as a talking head now and he's not associated with anybody, he's divesting himself from that route. And I'd be very surprised if Antonio Pierce ever becomes anything other than a talking head, because he hasn't really sought to go back into the coaching ranks. And again, I implore people, I think Antonio Pierce sucks as a head coach, or sucked as that. The best he was a decent linebackers coach who got thrust into the position, but he ain't all that in a biscuit.
People ask me all the time, and there have been many offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators who were excellent coordinators, but once you put them in that seat as the head coach, they just couldn't do it. And I think that may be his calling card. Uh, if he is a coach somewhere, linebackers coach, I can see it. Now he might get the bug and decide to go back and become a linebackers coach. If he does, I think he would get snapped up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, just don't let his wife do anything that involves money.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
saying.
when we talk about people that are just not suited to be head coaches and they should just stay in their lane, I always go back to North Turner. North Turner was an excellent offensive coordinator, but then once he became the head coach, no. And he had several opportunities to go places, but he could just never do anything. For many years, he was here in Washington in the DC area, and just every time he would give a press conference, it would just sound like a whining mess all the time. So there are people that just need to stay in their lane, and that's that. I think that may be the same situation with some of the guys now that are trying to step up to be head coach. I have no doubt that Cliff Kingsbury is going to end up as a head coach somewhere, maybe this year, maybe another year, maybe next. But I still think he needs to develop some consistency before he can really take that next step up and be a head coach.
Yeah, Kingsbury, and I was listening to somebody who I respect, which is Ref Guru, who was definitely not of a Kingsbury mind. He goes, he just flakes, or he, and by routing, if you look at what the Kingsbury coaching shows, his teams go up and they hit the midseason and they're best, and then all of a sudden they go. It's like a literal roller coaster. They go up to the pinnacle of the top, and then they go screaming down the second half of the season. And he's got to learn. If somebody's going to give him a shot, he's got to learn not to do that shit. So we'll see.
He's like an awesome fireworks burst. It goes up and the fireworks burst goes off. You're like, wow, and then it's gone. It's like, okay. What happened?
Yeah.
Where's that pretty display we just saw?
Yeah. I think Kingsbury's going to get, well, obviously he got fired for not doing it. And what's in the OC? Apologies, God, cough. The OC here in Tampa Bay got fired because they needed a sacrificial lamb, and the OC got fired because they kept, what's his nose? Not Flores, the other flunky ex-defensive coach. That was oh my God, he was the coach in New York, and he's the coach in. No. The coach for the Bucks.
Oh, Raheem Morris.
No. He's still the coach of the Bucks.
Okay.
He's still the coach of the Bucks. He coached the Jets too. What's his name? Anyway, he people wanted his ass because his teams have gone down. And Todd Bowles, thank you, Nav, man. Bowles is spelled wrong.
Bowles, okay.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. So they needed sacrificial lambs, and so Bowles said, "Well, okay, I'm going to give you my OC," which, by the way, this is the two former OCs became head coaches. Dave Canales beat his ass as the the Panthers head coach, and then Liam Cohen goes to Jacksonville, and Dirty Dick's Patrick Graham took the Jags job away from Patrick Graham, so that's why Patrick was here for that extra year. But they were sacrificial lambs. And I tell you what, if the Bucks don't do anything next year, and if it looks real bad going into halfway through the season, Bowles is gone too.
Yeah. Todd Bowles and Vance Joseph are like the sacrificial lambs of the NFL. Yeah, it seems like that. They get lots of coaching opportunities, but they don't last very long. And I'll tell you, people said it years for the Raiders, but I really believe the Jets, Cardinals, and Browns are the three destinations of purgatory for the NFL
And Cincinnati.
and Cincinnati. Yes,
And Cincinnati. That's for sure. Oh, and
I could see Stefanski. I could see Stefanski ended up in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but see, that was the stupid thing that they kept Taylor, and he needed to go, and he is still coaching now. If that job was open, it'd be a nice lateral transition. But I think Stefanski would be smart enough to say, "Fuck that! I'm not going and doing that again." Okay, because you don't want to be there. You were talking about when Reggie got fired, and this is insight. Kind of like when I don't know, did I tell you that I was there and watching the sidelines with Patrick Graham and the way he was kind of saying goodbye to the family after that game? He's gone. But I was also there in the hotel, the Hilton Oakland Airport, when Reggie got canned. And I'm not sure if the word had come out yet, or if we were kind of like doing the buzz, but we knew it. And I saw Reggie McKenzie with a bunch of his former Raiders teammates there at the Hilton Oakland Airport. And, it was basically him.
This is where Al Davis lived.
Right. And that's where Al Davis died, too.
Right,
and
exactly.
So he was there. And if you were trying to get, that was, you could tell, don't ask him for an autograph now because he will kill you. But it was very harsh, and you knew something bad had just occurred. But so another insight. I hope that they do this right. Like I said, it needs to be somebody on top of Spytek in a full-time position. Tom, need not apply to you. No, the Graham firing isn't official, but his contract's up. His contract's up. So he doesn't owe them anything. And I'm sure Patrick Graham is probably pissed off that Pete Carroll overrode everything he did. Everything he did, Pete Carroll's like, yeah, that's nice, Patrick, but I want you to do this. And the only way he might come back, and this is a might, he might come back if Flores comes in and needs somebody that he thinks would be a kind of a buddy that runs his shit or close to his shit, and Patrick Graham is there. That's the only way that he'll come back, in my estimation. But I think he's going to move on.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Hafley gets a position somewhere as a head coach and leaves the defensive coordinator position with the Packers. I could see our good friend PG end up there.
Okay.
There's lots of defensive coordinator positions that would be open. So you've got the Rams if Shula leaves. You've got the Chargers if Minter leaves. You've got the Packers if Hafley leaves. You've got, again, Kubiak if the Seahawks if Kubiak leaves. There's lots of different possibilities.
I found a troll and I already got rid of him.
Gotcha.
Fuck you, dude. I don't know what your issue is, but yeah,
probably a Browns fan.
I don't know. It was something that would be enlighten folks for. Not that I'm saying that all Niner fans are, but it was that. It was one of those things. I was going to say, Nabman, Emac has a little bit of a longer leash because he is a entertaining troll. But Emac, I'm going to tell you, if one of my mods gets you, it's because you fucked up.
Yep. Got to toe the line at some point.
Okay. Oh, did you get rid of the guy? Okay. Well, now? I was going to say, I think that I know it's not going to be Harbaugh. That would be just too easy.
Right.
But I think Harbaugh and Stefanski are the first two guys gone.
Mark Davis is, if he hires Harbaugh, if Harbaugh would agree to come to the Raiders, at that point he'd just be chasing ghosts because, again, he had past success. think he's got lots of great things, lots of great assets, but I think he needs to be in a position where he can pass those on to other people. He could do that as a director of football operations. So I don't think that he's going to go on as a head coach unless he ends up as a head coach down in Miami. I could see that.
Okay, well, got two. I sharp shot two. So I don't know. Apparently, you know, I guess I'm getting more troll. I guess that's okay if you're getting more trolls.
Yeah, if you get some attention.
Yeah, I'm getting more trolls, and it was two of those same weird comment. Not weird, but hey, I already got rid of them. Nav. I already got rid of them. Yeah, I took his comments off. So call Harbaugh another retread, but it would definitely make our. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that the Harbaughs don't want to, and I can't remember who was saying it. Actually, by the way, and this is when Brian All In Autumn Wind lit the Al Davis flame, he was on Good Morning Football yesterday. And I was like so happy for him. And they asked him, and they said, "Well, who do you think is going to be coach?" He's like, "Man, I'm not prepared for that one." And they threw up Harbaugh, and the one lady said that it was Harbaugh's dad saying, they wouldn't do in the same division. It wouldn't be like that where they would be in the same division. So that's not happening.
Yeah. All right, Jack, I need to scoot on out of here. Been about an hour, so I got to get up in the morning. But let's put a cap on this thing. Let's wrap it up with a bow here. Ask me whatever you want.
I'm going to say odds on. Who do you think gets the job? I mean, are your money is on Flores and Kubiak, like top two?
I'd say Flores 1, Kubiak 2, and Mentor 3.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Davis, the quarterback coach from the Broncos, getting some play as maybe because you got to get an upgrade in coaching positions in order to come over. And I can't remember but I know it's Davis, and maybe get him as was it like an OC if they liked what they saw with him.
I don't know about that. I'm leery. And now I'd have to really rely on Spytek and Brady to see what they think. Because again, that's going to be what it comes down to anyway. But I don't think so. I'm a little leery of that. I don't want to bring in anybody from the Broncos organization just yet. Mm-hmm. I've got a little bit of sour taste in my mouth from the special teams guy that we brought in, who I never liked. And again, I think we just need to stay away from Denver for at least a couple seasons anyway.
I mean, remember, folks, Del Rio and Dennis Allen were both DCs in Denver before they came here, and they flamed out spectacularly. And EMAC, I was going to say Robert Saleh, I wouldn't mind at all. Robert Saleh is the same as Brian Flores in the fact that he's no nonsense, hard nosed defensive guy that got fucked in their time as a head coach.
Yeah. I mean, Saleh will end up somewhere probably. I could see him going to, I hate saying it for him, but I could see him going to Cleveland. I know that'd be rough for him, but I mean, if the opportunity's there, you got to remember, Jack. I mean, there are only 32 head coaching positions out there, and they're all coveted, even if it's with a shit organization. But we'll see. I mean, he probably would at least get an interview. I could see him ended up there.
Yeah, EMAC actually made for being a troll. EMAC does make a smart statement here. Saleh as a Raven makes sense. No, because you're in Washington. Why did you immediately scrub your head on that one?
I just think from the local talk I've heard around here, I think it's either going to come down to Flores or Stefanski. I think Stefanski's going to end up with the job.
Okay.
I think Stefanski is going to be the guy.
Okay, so and remember, you get intel because you're listening to the local sports talk and the local TV. So that's good thing to know. I know that Stefanski is going to go quick, and I know Harbaugh is going to go quick. They're not going to be on the market.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Well, let me take off. Let's plan on getting together again. Happy New Year once again, Jack. I don't think we got together since the New Year.
Oh, yeah, no. If we didn't, happy New Year to you as well, sir.
Yeah. Well, listen, you ever take care, listeners, take care out there. And remember, Mendoza's going to be the number 1 pick, and he's going to be the Raider. So we need to start going ahead and planning for free agency, what's going to happen to put around him, because we got to get that offensive line built up even before the draft. And I will say it again. And Jack, you and I have talked about this numerous times. I think the Raiders need to hit free agency hard. They need to come away with not 1, but 2 stud offensive linemen. Linderbaum, the guy from the Ravens, as center, and of course Rasheed Walker, not Rasheed Wallace.
I say that's the best. That Rasheed Wallace is the best Raider going. Once he comes over from basketball, it's an easy fit. It's an easy.
There you go. All right. Well, Jack, take care. Everybody, take care out there, and we'll look forward to. Oh yes, get your finger up.
But before you put the bulb back in, and because you were talking about Proctor and not going past 24, what about Magua, the big kid from Miami?
I think Magua is going to go before Proctor, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a top 20 pick. But if he were there, I would jump all over that.
Okay. So I was going to say, because I do, like I said, I do the jump back into the first round and get that big fucking time. Where does Slaughter go? Because you had him in your draft and you picked him with the second round pick.
He's going to go second round. He'll go. I'll say he'll be in the top 10 to 12 picks in the second round. So that would be right around 44 thereabouts.
Yeah, well, we got the was it pick 3 in the second round. So
he'd be there at pick 3, but I would rather take that and try to move up and get either Proctor or Malgoa.
Yeah,
because if we could do that, we'd be cooking with gas. Really would be.
That's it.
I think you get the 2 good offensive linemen through free agency, as well as somebody either edge rusher or linebacker. You're already developing some young talent in the defensive backfield, but I think you go ahead and pull the trigger on 2 offensive linemen in the draft. So bring in 2 through free agency, and then bring in 2 through the draft. You've already got 2 from this past year for rookie crop, and then you've also got JPJ. Dylan Parham's out the building. They're not going to re-sign him. I don't think. I don't think that's going to happen. So basically, you're going to have to replace 4/5 of your offensive line.
Yeah. And the guys we have now, I said Miller is just holding a position until next year. I think that the jury's out on DJ Glaze. I don't think it's his fault that he regressed because he didn't have any coaching. So he regressed. So
he didn't have any help either. I mean, they put him out there next to some scrubs. They had him next to Kappa and Forsyth on one side. I mean, they just the offensive line for the Raiders was the absolute worst of the worst.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Emac, you're gonna get, because I'm usually, and I am cool with Emac because he's a decent dude, very young gentleman, but he's an entertaining troll, if anything. He's an entertaining troll. But Tom T3 Raider Fester, thank you, sir, for being here. I'm gonna open it up to anybody, but thank you here. And always
take care, everybody.
Hearing from you. Thank you, sir.
We'll get together again soon. Thanks. You all take care. Have a great evening. And Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year to you, brother. Happy New Year. So I'm opening it up. You are a 6-year-old, and I don't care if your feelings, your thoughts, you have some idea how the NFL works. I get it. Yep. Yeah. EMAC. That's why I said you got to watch your shit. You got to watch your shit. Just don't say anything sports related just to get a rise, because people will bounce you. I've already I bounced the 3 people that came in myself, or maybe Nav might have sniped one of them. You know, about this being an alternate chat room, shall we say? I might have sniped them, but I sniped 2 other ones. So, EMAC, I'm just saying, I don't have that. They're my mods for a reason. So just tread lightly. Tread lightly, because if they hit you, it's not me. Because I've given you your leash. So just want to let you know. Anyway, if you would like to come in, Nav, you have the StreamYard link, sir. If you want to come in, I gave it to Navman, I gave it to Angela, who popped in, I gave it to Fester, who was here, and then I got it because I kind of put the show out. Right now, Miami is sticking it to Ole Miss. There's no other way around it. And I tell you what, Carson Beck is playing for his draft position. He looks good. He looks good. So he's doing everything he can to get his draft position up. 3rd and 13, by the way. 6 minutes, 22 seconds in the third quarter. Miami at the Ole Miss 42. Beck rolls around. And about 2 yards short on a scamper. But definitely within field goal range, I would think. Dream head coach OCDC. Okay, thanks. That's a. Is this not working anymore? Okay. And see, Nabman says he could have bounced you a while ago. A rational NFL thought. There you go. Dream OC. The Jets. I tell you what, the Jet. I don't think Carson Beck goes that high. I think the Jets. Well, depending on how many number ones this year did the Jets have? I think if you pick Carson Beck with a 1st-round pick, that's a bit high. But he's definitely a 3rd-round guy. Oh, okay. And I will get to that. Let me. Dream head coach OCDC. Wow. I said it. You give me Brian Flores with Brian Daboll. I'm not sure about. I mean, I think Patrick Graham has. I don't say he's outworn his welcome, but I think he wants out. I sent it to your mail, Nav man. Check it out. I sent it to your mail. It should be in your mail. If you don't get it, let me know. I'll put it up for everybody. But Brian Flores with Brian Daboll, head coach OC. I'm not sure. Shula is already the defensive coordinator, so that would be a lateral move. So I don't think that would happen, because you have to move up. You can't move laterally. But I don't know. Is there somebody maybe in the Eagles organization that were? By the way, okay, you want to do this? I like the fact that the Raiders' defensive line, was it Rob Leonard? He got let go. I want to bring him back. And I think he's going to get some run as he goes up. I like Rob Leonard. I'm not sure if he wants to come back or if there's an organization or if any of the coaches that the Raiders get want to bring him back. But I like Rob Leonard. That was one guy that I was sorry to see let go. I mean, get rid of Tweedle Fuck Twat Dum and Tweedle Fuck Twat D, whose last name are Carroll. And you're hearing the clickbait things. Because again, I don't normally go over the clickbait articles, but the ones that dealt with Brendan Carroll and that DJ Glaze was saying that the Geno Smith and Ashton Genty would have meetings with the offensive line just to get rapport, to build rapport. That's supposed to be something that coaching does. That's supposed to be something that coaching does. I am so glad. And to answer questions about what Emac said, I was all about Geno Smith. I said I did not mind. Your email. If you don't get it, let me know and I'll post it up here for everybody. But in your email, Navman, here's the thing. I said, and this is true, I didn't mind Geno Smith coming in here because he had I thought it was a hell of a better off pick than we had with Jimmy Garbagiopolo, right, when we went that route. I think he was way better than Booger as a quarterback. That he had more of the, the panache, he had more of the experience, he had more different things going for him. There you go. See, I told you I fucking sent it to you, right? I told you. Wait, I can't hear you. Just wait. He's going to berate me when he comes on, but I said I sent him the link. But was it right? I think that having Geno come in here and with the way the team was, and by the way, that was a Brady pick, not a Carroll pick. I keep telling you guys that. Maybe I'm wrong, but my person that tells me, who I respect, said that Tom Brady brought in Geno Smith and Tom Brady brought in Chip Kelly. That's just what I know. Call Carson. He was on the couch. Emac, he was on the fucking couch. Nabman will talk about that. He was on the couch getting fat, just like Phillip Rivers was on the couch. Well, he was coaching, but he was on the couch getting fat. When I saw Phillip Rivers, I said, dude, that's another offensive lineman for the Colts.
He looked like a guard. It was like, damn.
He did.
That's a monster.
What was the name of the quarterback that Kentucky had all those years?
What the hell was his? Jake.
Big fucking kid. Lawrenson, right?
Yeah, Lawrenson. That's it. Lawrenson.
Yeah. And he could have
big old dude. Left hand. Left-hander too, right?
Yeah, I think he was. But I know he was as big as bigger than guards.
He was a truck.
Bigger than guards.
He was a truck. Yeah. He was a truck. Hey, Emac,
yeah.
I'm gonna look. Emac, I'm gonna tell you something, man. So now you're looking at Navman. You're looking right at me. So I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If you make some sense in the comments and you have some idea what the hell you're talking about, ain't nobody gonna give you a problem. But I will tell you this: if you start freaking flipping shit at people, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you bye-bye. Only because Jack said, no, he's good. He'll be all right. That's the reason you're still here. I'm telling you what, brother. Look, I I do not want to punch out anybody out of this chat. I do
Yes.
not. And I'm not that guy. I am not that guy at all. But there's a reason why there's wrenches in that comment section.
Yeah.
You start freaking pissing people off and you're gone. So, look, I know it's not a big deal. It's okay. Whatever. Punch you out for 24 hours. Cool. But get this. I'm a content creator myself. I see you. I can put you out for a year if I want to with a simple email to YouTube. So you guys got to relax, calm down, not be a fucking asshole. Stop being an asshole. If you're not an asshole, ain't nobody got no problems with you. And that's why Jack was saying he's not an asshole. He just freaking says stupid shit from time to time. And that's okay. I say stupid shit from time to time. Ain't nobody got no issues, man. Ain't nobody got no issues with you. I just want you to know, I'm not going to sit here and type in a comment block, Emac Daddy, hey, here's the reason why you're a freaking dick. Here's the reason why I'm a dick. Here's what I am right here to tell you that I have been freaking kicked out of freaking comments on several places. And I'm a content creator. Okay. So I'm here to tell you, it's just about being freaking right with the freaking people that are here. Just don't be an asshole and you're good. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah, you are correct, Emac. You are better than Piano Man, because Piano Man was and I was gonna say Navman knows all about fucking Piano Man or whatever. All
that
those
dude, I had no choice. I had no choice with that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it was to the point where I was getting phone calls and shit like that. I mean, this dude was digging deep into my life. It was crazy.
Ooh, that I didn't know about. He went psycho on you, huh?
He did. Hell, Money Chuck's right here. Money Chuck and I had issues like right off the get. Money Chuck, say, please type in the chat. Me and Money Chuck had issues right off the get-go when I started my channel. Money Chuck can tell you. And the thing is, me and him, we figured the fuck out, did we not?
Yeah.
We figured the fuck out. It was a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? And it's no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and like my buddy, the Bronco guy.
G-Fam knows.
Man had a stalker.
No, that literally was a stalker. No.
Yeah,
you weren't wrong. And Money Chuck, I was wrong too.
What?
We mutually agreed that we were both freaking made a mistake, and that's good.
Yeah, just like I heard on an old. I was out talking to. I heard it on the sitcom. Yeah, it's water by a bridge somewhere.
Yeah, there's a water. There's a bridge. There's something.
Water.
Yeah.
Bridge. Yeah.
Money
by a
Chuck.
bridge. Ain't nothing.
I'll tell you what, Money Chuck, dude, always got you. You know that. That's been said. That's been done. And Emac, right there. Can you put that up real quick for me?
I will. Yeah.
I only try to be funny at this point. It's all love. I'm even smiling when I put up comments. I don't even try to be an asshole. Dude, I want you to be an asshole. I think that's freaking hilarious. I love that shit.
Well,
I am an asshole.
And I've told Emac before when I'm not in the mood, I'm like, yeah, not tonight. Not tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, not tonight, bro. I'm just not in the mood for that shit.
Don't fucking do it tonight. I am not in the mood. Not in the mood.
Thanks. Hey, Money Chuck, thank you, brother. I appreciate you saying that.
I was gonna say tap for what was that? Tap for you. I can do that, brother.
Yeah, Nav's a true Raider, brother. Is
I
what Chuck said. I mean to tell you, me and Money Chuck fucking had a freaking damn near freaking trading addresses to freaking go freaking fight each other at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was not good.
Well, like I said, I'm forgetting his name, but the Bronco guy. I was ready to not Richie, but the Bronco dude. There are times when I was doing
Richie?
Wild Wild West. No, not Richie Richie. It's one of his guys, a Bronco, whatever. Bronco
Bill.
Billy.
Bill.
No, I can't remember his name, but Bronco guy, whatever his name is, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. And I would get irate about him. But now when he comes up, he talks about what his life, and in fact he lost like 300 fucking pounds. And so I learned that, he was kind of like EMAC. He would push buttons just to get me
Kona.
going.
Are you talking about Kona?
No, it's Bronco name. Bronco, this guy's name. I can't remember his name. But he comes on the show, and now I have no problem with him.
Well,
I'm good.
You should like the fact that I'm the Wild Wild West Raiders representative now. I've taken that over.
Okay. I was going to ask. So they can continue to have this on my show. Can you tell them that they're doing multiple broadcasts on my channel? Yes. I don't know how the fuck they're doing that. They're like two broadcasts.
I don't either. MHRT is doing a freaking multicast like crazy. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm good. Kenneth said, hey, can you do it for me? And can you continue to do it? And I hate to do it. You know what I mean? Because I thought Kenneth did a good job with it. And
he did. And he said, don't worry, Cap. I'm just holding your seat. I'm like, oh, fuck, no, you ain't. That's your seat. I am not doing that show anymore.
So I told Rich I would do it every Wednesday with him. So I'm on there every Wednesday. So at this going forward. So
okay, cool.
Okay.
And
the thing about it is this. I mean, this coaching search is not over. I mean, it's not over. I mean, I think we need to go back to talking about what the fuck we're doing at this point. So, all right. So I've looked at what we've been doing. So if I look at my freaking cheat sheet over here, we should have already interviewed Davis Webb.
Yeah.
And today we interviewed Matt Nagy.
And Stefanski was today too. And Stefanski was
today. And tomorrow, Clint Kubiak. And then here's the wild card. Cliff Kingsbury just freaking bailed out of freaking Washington. What was that? I mean, what was that?
I thought he got fired. I thought he got fired. No,
No. So the first thing I got was Cliff Kingsbury asked out of there. And then the Commanders fired him. First thing I got. So it's kind of like, what? So it's one of those, you looking at that game like, or the movie like Fridays, like you got fired on your day off.
How can you get fired on your day off?
Yeah. And I think Kingsbury's like, go fuck yourself, dude. I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm definitely gonna get a job. You know, you motherfuckers are fucked up, and you're Washington. That's been fucked up for a long time. So,
yeah,
and
he'll get a job, but not as a head coach. He'll get a job as another. He'll get a job as an OC, not a head coach.
So my question is, did we fuck up last year not getting Kingsbury, or did we kind of luck out?
Lucked out.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the. Oh wait.
The what?
Jesse Mentor.
Yeah.
On Saturday. Interview on Saturday. Jesse Mentor. Wow, Saturday? No shit. How do you get a freaking interview with Jesse Mentor on Saturday when they have to freaking play a playoff game on Sunday? I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's even correct. No way.
Is that a Wi-Fi Willie post?
No,
Okay.
This is Schefter.
Oh, okay.
It's possible interview with the Raiders on Saturday, early Saturday morning. I could see that. Early Saturday morning, I can see that.
Wake up, say yeah. It'd be like the guy in was it CB4? Yeah. I'm humming your balls. Yeah. You know, when he was working for the Dial-A-Sex thing, you know, he can talk all the bullshit he wants. Yeah. And yeah, Kingsbury's not head coach. I get it.
I guess my full out freaking thought process is this. If you've been fired as a head coach, we don't want you. If you've been fired as head coach, we just don't want you. Especially if you've been fired today, like in the last couple weeks. So,
well, then that means that we do not get Brian Flores. Do not, because Brian Flores has been fired, and I don't agree with that, because I think Brian Flores is probably the best that I've seen of the fired head. I mean, Harbaugh is good.
No, I mean,
Harbaugh is a good guy.
Fired this year.
Okay.
So if you've been fired in the last couple of weeks, I don't want no part of it. So
okay, I'm glad you.
If you're reaching out for a new job, let me tell you, I firmly believe that if we're gonna go down the road of freaking, look, we're gonna get Mendoza, number one, no matter what. It's got to be Kubiak. And that interview comes tomorrow. So I look, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying if you're going to go that direction, you got to have a dude that can freaking develop a quarterback. You know, and it's John Harbaugh's is like 2 days fresh off of being fired from the Ravens. Yeah, and he's a defensive coach. Is what it is. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, like, I think Kubiak is probably the front runner for our new head coach. Probably.
Well, he's already got a an endorsement from the former. And it's kind of upsetting, and I can't do this because I don't hear from Sharif anymore, because he would always say Derek Dallas Carr. He'd always put in that middle name, you know, just to do, like, you know, was it the Lee Harvey Oswald? You know, you know, the middle name for like killer. So it'd be Derek Dallas Carr. Sharif doesn't watch me anymore because him and I came to a I guess verbality blows, and oh well, which is okay. No skin.
And I can address the chat, on all those, in my opinion. All those right there. So I'd take Harbaugh, and he was fired. Robert Saleh, head coach, and Mike McDaniel as OC. Sure, I would do it, and I wouldn't be pissed about it. I would not complain about that.
Yeah.
And then McDaniel's fired from Miami, and get him as an OC if we could get a defensive head coach. Absolutely. Got no issues with that.
That's my backup. Backup. Yeah. You know, my front runner is Flores, Dayball. The second one would be Saleh, McDaniel. That's my dream lineup. Bing bang.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, if you were to go Flores, I think your OC is going to be Josh McCown.
And I have no problem with that. But if Dayball, but if Dayball is there, what now? Because now McCown is a quarterback's coach, right?
What's that?
McCown right now is the quarterback's coach.
Yeah, and also offensive play call.
Okay, well then you'd have to make a position up where it's an upgrade, because you can get Dayball with McCown, but you'd have to call him like assistant offensive coordinator.
He'd be an OC if he were to move. I mean, you don't move laterally on that.
But that's what I said. You'd have to make like a mini step. You wouldn't be the OC, but he's not the quarterback's coach. You would have to be assistant offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator.
Oh, I agree.
Whatever.
I'm with you. But I'll tell you what, man. I don't think any of these are actually going to pan out. I think it's going to be a wait and see, because a lot of stuff you can't touch is because the team's saying you can't touch it. Shula, a lot of these dudes are not going to be touchable. You know, so even though it's a bye week for the number one dudes in the NFC and AFC, I think a lot of it's untouchable. I'll tell you what, if the Bills lose the game in the divisional round, Sean McDermott's going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you that right now.
And I take McDermott as an OC over McDaniel.
Yes, exactly. So it's one of those where the Raiders are like, kind of, let's get these freaking things going.
Mm-hmm.
And when people say, well, you know, such and such is a Rooney Rule freaking interview. No, PG is always going to be a freaking interview for the head coaching job. You know, if we wanted to just make a Rooney Rule out of it, we would just interview freaking a dude in our building. You know, so I don't want to hear the Rooney Rule shit no more on that. If we're just trying to freaking, you know, appease the Rooney Rule, PG would just get an interview and then we would check that block, right?
Well, I was going to say, of everybody that we've interviewed so far, there is no Rooney Rule guy there.
No, I mean, well, Brian Flores will be one.
But will be. And if Robert Saleh comes in, he actually counts as a Rooney Rule as well.
Right. But the thing about it is, the Raiders don't have to worry about that, because BG can be interviewed immediately out of that room. People say he's gone already because his contract expired. No, his contract didn't expire yet. His contract expires March 1st.
March 1st, yeah.
Yes. So I'm just saying. So you can interview that dude all you want and cover the Rooney Rule if that's just what you're trying to do.
Right, but if you do that, you have to annotate that as that was our quote unquote Rooney Rule guy.
No, you actually don't. That is the key. You don't annotate it. You actually just do it.
Well, but I'm saying, don't you have to show or kind of like,
No.
you know, they show your work, show your work. How did you get that answer?
No,
Your work.
no, you say who you interviewed, and obviously Patrick Graham
Right,
covers it.
but that's showing your work. You have to say,
Right.
we interviewed Patrick Graham for the head coaching job.
So, Mike, I will tell you where Patrick Graham's going.
I want to hear this.
Patrick Graham is going to the Broncos.
To take Vance Joseph's job when Vance Joseph leaves?
Vance Joseph is going to the freaking Lions.
To the Lions?
Yes. That's I
Oh, okay.
Kind of like, damn. I because
The Lions are Minnesota because Flores is Minnesota's defensive coordinator.
right, the Lions.
Okay.
I think he goes to the Lions.
Huh. Okay. I got to check the. I remember when the Raiders.
No, it's just me. I'm just sitting there going, it looks like the Lions is where he's going to go. Because the defensive coordinator there is actually freaking a defensive line coach. He's not a defensive coordinator. He's their DC right now. So I was like, damn, that's
But I tell you what,
spot's been there all year.
Yeah, but see, he's done enough to this year to be to get a DC job. That guy,
Oh, yeah.
he's worked well in Detroit.
No question.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think Patrick Graham will be the DC of the Lions next year.
well, I don't mind Patrick Graham going to be the DC of the Lions. I would think if Patrick Graham becomes the DC of the Broncos, that would worry me. That would worry me.
Well, hey, G-Fam, Raiders should be exempt from the Rooney Rule due to them hiring the very first minority head coach in NFL history. Look, no, it's year for year, bro. I love you, no shit,
I know.
but it's a year for year thing, bro.
Well, and that's why I always thought, why did they fucking call it the Rooney Rule? Because actually, technically, the Rooney Rule was because Rooney fucked up and didn't hire any minorities. He didn't hire any minorities, which is why they said you can't be like Rooney. You got to at least interview minorities.
Well, maybe that's why it's the Rooney Rule. Think about it for a minute. Maybe that's why
it's like the out. Well, I get it, but you know, it because people think that they always say, "Oh, the Rooney Rule is because Rooney was so great that they had." No, Rooney would be like the one. It would be like, I can't remember who the coach, the owner of the Redskins used to be, because he was the most racist son of a bitch. I can't remember his name. He was the racist owner of the Washington before Jack Kent Cook.
Oh, Dan Snyder,
owner of the Redskins. No, dude, Jack Kent Cook was the owner of the Redskins in the 70s, and then when he died, it went to Dan Snyder. I'm talking about the owner of the Redskins. I think his name was, there you go, Preston Marshall. I remembered it. Preston Marshall was the owner of the Redskins in the 60s. Because for those that don't know, the chant was "Hail to the Redskins, hail to victory, fight for old Dixie." Dixie, not DC, not District of Columbia, Dixie, because he was a racist fuck. And he was the guy that would not get any blacks on his team because he was a racist fuck. So it should be kind of like that.
I'm not sure where Dixie is a problem.
I'm just saying it was because of he made sure it was, you know, Dixie, Rebel, Confederacy. I know. I'm talking to you, but in that connotation back then, it was that's a no-no. That's like, and again, by the way, I am Jewish and I am a Northerner, and I have no fucking problem with somebody flying the stars and bars. You can quote me on that. You can fly a Confederate flag because you want to fly the Confederate flag. If you want to say fly the Confederate flag and call it a flag of anti-African Americans or anti-black, then we have an issue, because then it's too.
Now we got a problem.
Now we have a problem. But you can fly a Confederate flag all day. I have no problem.
Let me explain to you, like everyone's a 6-year-old. I think I've said this several times.
Yes.
Look, 25 years in the military. I've had my life saved by every race, color, religion, and anything on this planet. Brought me back to my family. Every single race, creed, religion, ethnicity, anything you can think of, on two hands, the times that I was in a problem where I had to have help. And it didn't matter what they looked like. Didn't matter what they thought about. Didn't matter about none of it. And they saved my ass. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't give a fuck about all that. I really don't. 25 fucking years in the military, dude. And I have barely a scratch on me because of these fucking people. I'm sick of this shit. I really am. You know, that it's all these people, they want a better life. They want more shit to do. They create their own freaking legacies. They do a lot of shit. I just freaking did a Zoom call the other day. A dude retiring as a Master Chief in the Navy. That was a dude that I trained. I was on a Zoom call and I was able to get into his retirement ceremony, and he put me in there saying, look, this dude was just one of them. You know, just a amazing human being and a great leader, you know, and that kind of shit right there is amazing. And I'm going to tell you, do I agree with people just freaking rolling into our country and being freaking doing whatever the fuck they want? No, we got to have some rules to that shit. We got to have some guardrails, man. But I'm telling you what, I've met a lot of people in different freaking races and ethnicities. And I'm going to tell you what, many of them saved my life. Time in, time out. So I am not that guy when you guys want to talk, when anybody wants to talk about who needs to be in and out of this country. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I'm done with this when it comes to that. You know, to be honest with you, everybody has a purpose as long as they choose to have that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If they have a purpose, I'm with you. You know, I'm with you 100%.
Just like Steve Martin said in The Jerk, I have a special purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a special purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah, but back to now. Did you say did you give me yours? Because mine is Flores and Dayball. That's who I want. Who's yours?
I think it's going to come down to.
And yeah, I know you said Kingsbury, but I'm like,
No, Kingsbury. No.
Sorry, not Kingsbury. Kubiak. I said, I think
Kubiak.
I know.
I if we're going young, so I'm just saying, if that's the intent, is go young, get young, get McVay style, LaFleur style, like the young dude.
I like LaFleur, the other LaFleur that's available. No, the other LaFleur is available.
But you understand what I mean, like those young coaches that are doing very well, right? So I would say Kubiak is probably the target. Okay. I would say that's the target. That being said, if that's the target, then the OC's probably going to be Josh McCown.
Okay.
Because he
you
can't.
Said, well, I was going to say, but you said, so you have McCown as the OC for either Flores or Kubiak.
Yes. He has ties to both.
Okay. I was going to say where, and that was my question. Where are the ties? Yeah. And then we said that McDermott gets fired. And if McDermott gets fired, by the way, I'd have him as an OC, but you know who else becomes in play is his OC.
Right.
I can't remember his OC, but his OC is good. So McDermott gets that. His OC is very good as well. So there's going to be a bunch of good OCs around. I still think Stefanski goes to the Ravens. I mean, that is so. To me, that is such a. I'm sorry. I'm having a fucking horse right now. So I'll try to put my face in the camera because my hamstring is literally killing. Well, not literally, but almost figuratively, literally killing me right now. I had to stand up because I was in some deep fucking pain.
You need a Thai therapist at this point.
Well, I need to go get there. I did get some of those mustards, the yellow mustards. I grabbed them at the store. I need to go get some of that. If I pop out for a second, can you handle the I know you can't. You can see the comments.
Yeah. You might not. I mean, I'll talk them. No big deal.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna pop for a second, folks. Yeah. Oh, Joe Brady. Hey, that's who it is. Joe Brady. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Jack. Go take a shit. And
it's not a shit. It's taking some mustard, you fucker. There you go. There's your shit right here. I got to get some yellow mustard.
I got the chat. It's so good, bro. I got you.
Okay, I'm gonna get some mustard in my system. I'll be right back.
Yeah, get some mustard in your system. Get something going. So, all right, hey guys, how you doing? Just me. Anyway, Seth, good to see you. Raider Fearless, what's up, brother? G Fam, of course, my boy, Big Gabe Ruiz. Bob Stanner, what's up? And of course, Rafa. I wish I could let you in, bro. I have no control over that. I literally freaking taken over for him. Let's see. Rafa. Bishop, what's up, man? Ed Winchell, what's up, man? Agree, Signetti. So look, here's what I do with Signetti, man. Let me throw this shit at you. I would just call up Signetti and say, hey, look, man, kicking around freaking, I have the number one pick, oh, by the way, I'm the Raiders, so, question for you. Who would be the best quarterback coach or the best offensive coordinator if I were to grab Fernando Mendoza? Who would that be? I wouldn't even freaking ask him to take a job because we know that dude ain't leaving IU. No way. There's no question. He's 64 years old. He's brought IU to the top of the freaking world. There's no way that dude's going to the NFL. He'd be stupid. If he did, I'd be like, that's the dumbest fucking thing anybody ever did. Why would you? I would never do that shit. If I was Signetti, and the thing is, he's kind of like the same kind of guy I am. There's no way that dude leaves freaking IU. No way. He'll retire from there. He has an opportunity to create a legacy there. There's no way. Bishop, what'd you say? Mendoza recently said he would love to play for the Oregon. Dan Lanning? No fucking way he said that shit. There's no way he said that. Come on, bro.
For proof, I'm getting.
If he did, and it's not AI, please send that to me on IG. There's no fucking way Mendoza said that shit. There's no way.
Okay.
Oh, GFAM, here's the problem. The money that Signetti would lose to go to the NFL. That's the problem. If he turns left and goes to the NFL, he's going to lose $50 million immediately. $50 million. And he'll only be able to make it up in 3 years. There's no way it's a money thing. No fucking way. And no, he has a 10-year deal that was just signed. Like, Signetti just signed that like in the second week. So I'm just saying.
Mendoza, the Oregon coach. Yeah.
I mean, Dan Lanning, yeah, that Dan Lanning's a good coach. But I'll tell you what, the IU's going to beat Oregon the same way they beat them the first time. Oregon's just not going to be able to do anything. It's going to be the same.
Well, I was going to say, so you got, and I know that you're saying that as unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Why the fuck this is so.
Right. Thing about it is, it's one of those deals where college football, you never freaking know. I mean, because we're looking at freaking Ole Miss right now. Right? Ole Miss, Miami, 17-19. Fourth quarter, Miami has the ball, and what do? They try to run it up the middle and fall down. So it's the thing about it is, it's one of those where what Indiana has not done is that. You know what I mean? So I just don't know.
Miami just scored a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Miami just scored a touchdown.
Boom, bye. Okay. Well, shit, that's different. That just happened right after that. And
yeah, I just saw it.
This is why I don't think any team left can even compete with IU at this point. They just, the discipline is not there. None of it's there. You know, it's
if Miami wins, then okay. So you're saying that Miami is going to get walked on by IU?
Oh, there's no question.
Okay,
no question. No,
I don't. Like I said, I I don't like Miami, obviously, because I'm in Florida. And remember, I always say you can't spell scum without UM. That's my famous saying. But they're a fantastic team as they've exhibited during the playoffs. I hate saying that because again, I don't like it for me. But
I just feel like that IU would have a harder time with the Ole Miss team in reality. So, well, but IU still got to beat Oregon. So, I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion. So, I'm just saying, I just don't think these teams are that good. Neither one of them are good. They play like shit. This sloppy, and IU is like a goddamn machine. So it's sloppy. So just a sloppy game. Been watching the whole thing. It's like sloppy.
Ole Miss has got 5 minutes to get a touchdown.
Well, they might. And to be honest with you, IU's going to fucking spank the dog shit out of freaking Oregon. It's not even going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a close ball game. I really don't. I mean, their defense and offensive lines are just far superior. And how IU got that, I have no idea. I really don't. I have no idea how they got there. Being a dude that was born and raised in Indiana, nobody ever thought about IU football, ever. We thought about the basketball team. That's what we talked. That's what we talked about. You know, this right here is different. That's huge. It's big. You know, for that university. You know, so and Mendoza is right here. Everything's here for him. You know, it's granted, he's 6'4", 225, and he can run. He can run. He is athletic. But the dude is right here. Everything's in his head. And that's what the beauty of bringing somebody like that into the NFL is that all you can do, you just feed that shit to him, all that freaking knowledge, and he just absorbs it. You know, that's the kind of dude you want. And, you know, people give me a hard time saying, hey, we need to build an offensive line, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, cool.
We do. We do.
No, great. But we have a lot of fucking money to do that, too. Plus other draft picks. But think about it. If you have the opportunity, you think that's your dude, you got to do it. You just got to do it. I mean, that's the thing. If that's your dude, you get him.
So so GFR is saying that now there is familiarity there with Mendoza putting his hands on the guy's ass that he knows.
Yeah,
and I mean that's funny, but again, if that's his center, fine. That there wouldn't be a wasted pick. The kid, is obviously a decent center, but like I said, you can get the best center in free agency with Linderbaum, or you can get the best center in the draft with Slaughter. You know, so you know what's the older thing by the Rolling Stones? Can't always get what you want. Oh, okay. I'd love to come on and discuss this. Okay, get ready because we got the biggest.
Right. Before you do that, Bob.
No, I think he wants to discuss it with you.
Okay, so Bob, put something up there real quick before you do that. Bob Stanley.
Okay. Any idea what offensive players are available? Is that what you're saying?
No, we don't know because there are a lot of them that are ending their contracts, but we won't know who those are that are available in free agency until March 1st, I think. March 1st.
Yeah.
So we won't know who the free agents
and then you
are
have
March 1st.
Right. I tell you what, Bishop, you can come on if you get rid of that fucking hat.
What's he wearing?
I'm serious. I've let you have it on a couple times, but I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick. I let you have it. I let you have it on. You want to come in? How bad do you want to come in? How bad do you want to come in? I'm just telling you. How bad do you want to come in? People know what fucking hat I'm talking about too.
Come on, Bishop. Don't be scared.
I can't hear you. You're backstage. Nobody can hear you. You're backstage. You are backstage. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Okay, I will accept that. I will accept that. Don't turn it around or I'll bounce your ass. Don't turn around. I will bounce you. He thinks I'm kidding.
Bishop, what is
I'm
up?
kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So go ahead. Go ahead and talk about Mendoza.
Well, I can't see the. I'm still backstage, aren't I? I don't see you guys.
No, you're good.
No,
you're good.
Okay.
You are on stage.
All right. Well, here's the thing. You know, I'm thinking about Mendoza. Here we go. I'm thinking about Mendoza. Obviously, he's going to get picked number one. And then the thought is this: if it's me, and I'm his agent or whatever, the kid's going to want to have some familiarity with himself. So I'm thinking wide receiver, get him somebody to throw to. I love the guy that he's throwing to. Captain, do you think that number one receiver they have at IU is going to be there in the second round for us?
Stoker?
I do not know, sir, because I am not a draftnik like a lot of the other people are. I would not say that I know about this shit. The only things that I know about are tidbits that I pick up from other people, because people said that I am looks like Ole Miss got a touchdown. Okay. So I've just catching people up on that. But the only people that I've heard different things from. I know that the best center in the draft is a Gator, and it's not because I'm biased, it's because I was told that. And I'm like, great, the best center is a Gator. That's cool. I've been obviously said that Mendoza is going to go for a top pick, but I don't know anything about anybody else. I don't know these guys, because that is why I have people come on for the draft show who all they do is live and breathe. Like Fester knows shit about people in the draft. Okay. Angelo knows people in the draft. What is it? I can't remember my other buddy that's in Dallas knows people in the draft. I don't know anything about the receiver that Indiana has. Okay. Oh, Surratt. I've heard the name.
Yes, Surratt. Yeah, I've heard that. Something like that. Yeah, he's a guy I think that definitely would fit in our system. Along with the guy familiarity. He comes to Vegas. Without that, we pack the line. No doubt we're going to do that and pay. Whoever the coach is has to be thinking he has to get the guy some body to go with him. And the other part, sorry, I got distracted with all the hat stuff. I can't believe you're hating me on that.
I know.
What's with the fucking highlight?
I've given you. Don't do it, Bob. Don't fucking do it. I've given you 2 shows in a row where I've had to look at that fucked up shit. So I said, I'm moody. I'm a moody son of a bitch. I said, I'm not having it tonight. I'm not having it tonight. I will, and I will say this to you, Bishop. I will allow you at the end of your spiel to turn your hat around.
No, first of all, I mean, we all know it's a Raider thing here, and so
What's
what?
with the highlighter though?
What?
The highlighter in your right hand. In your right hand, the highlighter.
I do Bible study.
Okay. So,
I'm in my office.
So put the highlighter down.
Anyway, like I said,
down.
I'm thinking about the possibility of the second round, the third round, and I'm trying to understand. It really depends on who the coach is, because every coach is going to want to put his own stamp on the team. And who do you think is coming here? It looks like, from what I heard on ESPN, that every team is considering firing their head coach.
Right.
They don't even care if they're in the playoffs right now, so that they can get their ass on Harbaugh.
Right. Harbaugh's out. Friggin' everybody's
He
out.
won the Super Bowl recently.
And here's the crazy part. If the Steelers lose in the first round, Tomlin might be out. That's got to be even crazier.
I think Tomlin stays one. I think Tomlin stays one more year, and then he walks after next year.
I'm not sure about that. I really don't think so.
How does he stay?
To be honest with you, if they lose their freaking wild card game, I think Tomlin's going to get fired.
Which they will.
I
don't think he's going to get fired. He's going to. They're going to ask him, like what we might have should have done with Pete is ask him to fucking leave. They said, "Hey, Mike, go take a powder." But I think
he got the best way out he possibly could have gotten out. We let him finish
because he got all the money.
Well, we let him finish the season. Yeah. That's the best way he could have gone, to be honest with you. I guarantee you they said, Pete, you can say you're retiring or we're going to fire you. Your choice. And Pete said, fuck that. And they said, well, you're fired. And there you go. You know what I mean? I find it really weird. Have, like, performance left and right on the left of me. Left and right. There's performance on the left and right. And where it's kind of like you have dudes that are underperforming as like managers, and you go, hey, I got an idea. How about you retire? Or we can just fire your ass. Yeah, fuck that. I'm not retiring. Okay, cool. You're fired. You're fired then. Cool. Yeah. I mean,
did you talk to my last employer, Nav? Did you talk to my last employer? Because that's about what happened. That's about what happened.
It happens when you're a military leader for so long. It's kind of like, dude, I've had enough of you. So I'm going to give you an offer. You either retire or you're fired. Like, I'm not retiring. I'm like, cool. Well, then.
But something Adam Schefter said was that he can't believe that teams are going to, you're left with the option. You can fire your coach, but you have no guarantee that Harbaugh is going to be the replacement.
Who? Let me. All right, hold on.
That's what they're doing.
The big thing about this is like two dudes, Tomlin and freaking Harbaugh, John Harbaugh. It's like these dudes have consistently performed and won their entire careers. How do you replace that? What are you going to do?
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid, one, to fire your coach, and you don't
Right.
have a guarantee that this guy who
But
just said he needs a few days to figure it out, he might just retire.
so
Okay.
so I told my wife, I said, hey, how they fire freaking John Harbaugh at the Ravens? She goes, well, I just got a text that said that Dave Canales just got a phone call from the freaking Ravens, the head coach of the freaking Panthers. I'm like,
No.
what?
No.
No.
I'm like, she goes, yeah, this right here. And she showed it to me. She goes,
No.
Ravens called freaking Dave Canales asking him if he'd be willing to leave the Panthers.
See,
that's
again.
bullshit.
He showed it to me. I'm like,
Again,
are
I
you
don't
fucking serious?
I don't believe that. But if they downgrade and get
No,
boo whoever,
no.
I mean
Look, brother,
that's them. Good for us. But
brother.
again, I want to go back to Mendoza for a second.
But
I know
brother,
Cap is not going to keep me on here long.
But brother, before we go there, you don't have to believe it, but she showed it to me.
Well, that's funny.
See
You get
that?
your popcorn ready, because I'm gonna tell you again. If they downgrade,
you fucking shit me.
if
And
they
then
downgrade,
Harbaugh's fired. I'm like, what the fuck?
if they downgrade and go for boo the fool out there and don't make the playoffs and get bumped off by whoever, that's them. That's their fault. Better for us.
God.
But I want to go back to Mendoza's traits for just a second.
Okay.
He, like you said, has the stuff. Now watch this. When he's in the red zone, there is something unique about him that when I look at NFL quarterbacks, there's only a couple that really do this. One is the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Two, it's Baltimore and their quarterback. And three, that's the Chargers. But he doesn't run as much anymore. When you look at the instinctiveness, watch this, the instinctiveness of a quarterback when he is ready and prone to throw the ball in the red zone. When he sees the plays breaking down, Mendoza runs, and he is very lengthy, and he does not slide. He goes head first. This guy has balls. He's got moxie. He's got the guts. He's got the accuracy. He knows when to run and not just sit back there and take a sack. He knows how to throw the ball away. He knows how to get the first down. He's a game manager. I'm going to tell you something. We haven't had that kind of QB in a long time.
Nobody has.
Gannon.
So, well, wait. So what you're saying? What you're saying is that he knows when to run, and he takes people on. That to me is you're saying that he is a player like the quarterback for the Bills.
Yep.
Which is good and bad because Josh Allen. Well, what I'm saying is that Josh Allen has gotten to a point where they keep telling him to throw the ball away or to not take the hit, because Josh Allen, I'm surprised, is still doing what he's doing after all these years, because he should have gotten hit a lot harder for, like a concussion and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, I've watched every single college football game Fernando Mendoza has played. Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is smart.
All the way through. And everything is a constant freaking build through everything. Cal, he did not have an offensive line, but he still made the same kind of throws he's making with IU. the thing about it is he's better than Josh Allen coming out of college. To be honest with you, he's better.
I get it
because he's
Josh Allen had to go through a year.
He's got the wisdom that other quarterbacks that currently are playing as starter in the NFL do not have.
So I wish I had the video. I wish I could play the video. I saw somebody put up the possibility of Harbaugh, not to get off subject, but Harbaugh to Miami. Why would he want to go to Miami? There's no quarterback. Well, they're fitting to be.
No.
About to be.
No,
yeah,
it's between
two is gone.
It's between Atlanta and the Raiders.
Hmm.
I'm telling you.
Harbaugh not going to the Raiders. I promise you that.
Harbaugh?
No.
Why wouldn't he?
Harbaugh ain't going to.
No, but think about it. Think about it.
But
he gets the first overall pick. He gets a quarterback. Come on, he's got $100 million under the cap. He gets
brother.
And
Harbaugh in any
you got Jency and Brock Bowers and Max Crosby.
Brother, in any other year, I would agree with you. But this year,
no.
I think it's a go young coach year. I mean, I wouldn't fucking hate it if Harbaugh was the head coach. I'd love that shit. Don't get me wrong. I would be okay with it. Don't get me wrong.
Harbaugh is not coming to the Raiders.
I think
coming to the Raiders. He's not coming to the Raiders. He's not. Because he's not going to play his brother twice a year.
I'd love to see that shit. That'd be fucking amazing. Harbaugh twice a year.
It's not going to happen. And that's a wet dream that you're going to have on your own.
Now that could be enticing for John Harbaugh, though. That could be fun for him. I think that would be amazing. Now, if he comes in there, that's great. I'm good with it.
He was already in the AFC. Come on.
I just
they played each other somewhere this season.
I
just think that what we're doing
it's just
more
because
of
of scheduling. It's because of scheduling. It's because of scheduling. Where Harbaugh as the Raven plays the Chargers because of scheduling. And also remember, when you're not going division to division, you go by schedule or by what the finish is. Okay.
Right.
So the Chargers would have never played the Ravens this year had it not been a regular divisional matchup where the West was playing that division because the Chargers were not number one last year. They were number 2 or 3, the 2. So the 2, if the Ravens were number 2 in that division, then they would have played it 2-2. But that's not what it was. Okay,
I see.
So you will only get Harbaugh on Harbaugh when it's that the AFC West plays the AFC North.
Right.
That's when you get it. Okay?
Right.
If you go AFC West, Harbaugh's going to play them twice a year for the rest of their time that they're there. They're not going to.
Yeah, I see. But again, I just think it's weird, this whole thing that because he got fired, it stops because now he's at the top of the food chain of coaches. Now it stops our program because are we waiting for Harbaugh to make his decision somewhere before we go get who we want to get?
Last I saw, he wasn't invited for a interview yet.
He wasn't even interviewed yet. I don't think he's been even in interviews, but it's like I'm not even on the tomorrow.
But Adam Schefter reported that the 7 teams before Miami fired their coach, all 7 teams without a coach called Harbaugh's agent and inquired, "What's up?"
Right. But here's the thing,
That's true. That's
up
true.
Until right now,
So we're
Harbaugh
one of them,
is
one of the
not-
7.
Up until right now,
But that doesn't
Harbaugh
mean
is
that
not scheduled.
We've inquired about him. That
Right.
said we've inquired. We called.
Right.
That don't mean he said, "Oh yeah, I want an interview." No, he's not coming.
Kubiak gets interviewed tomorrow. To be honest with you, I think that's our next head coach.
Why not Webb?
Kubiak.
Why not Webb?
Webb? He's a quarterback coach. You don't promote a quarterback coach to fucking head coach overnight.
They interviewed him for the coach position.
No,
they interviewed
did
him
not.
to glean. Yes, they did. They interviewed him to
Not
get
for-
information.
Not for head
about
coach. They
him.
did.
About them.
Hold on, I can't hear Captain.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Nav. They
No,
interviewed
they did
Webb
not.
for the head coaching spot. But yes, they fucking did. They interviewed him for the head coaching spot for the Raiders. But the reason why was to get information that he has about the way he coaches and for the Denver Broncos. Al Davis used to do that all the time. That was one
Right.
of the interviews. Davis Webb
Right.
Let me
interviewed with the Raiders.
So who's scheduled in the next few days?
Kubiak is tomorrow, correct, Bob?
I don't know.
And Miami just basically won the. And I didn't see it because I was screaming.
You're gonna blow a gasket.
Only because I've already saw that he interviewed with the Raiders.
I can't see
I
it.
can't see that, Bob. What's it say?
What does it say?
I definitely can't
Webb
see it because
interviewed for
your green
OC
screen is
today.
fucking it up.
That's from Amy Trask. Just saying.
She
But
said
Amy
what?
Wait a second. Amy Trask has CBS information, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know about all the interviews. It said that he interviewed with the Raiders.
Interviewed for OC today. That
Okay.
was the interview.
You know what? Never mind. He interviewed with the Raiders. That was what we were saying. It was a Raider
Not for head
interview with Davis Webb. Correct?
Right. Yes.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But that right there, Amy Trask. Just saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Amy
miss
Trask
having her.
works
You
for
know.
CBS, but she has CBS information. Hey, let's put it this way.
What? Are you
Steve
fucking
Sarkisian.
serious?
She works for CBS, Bob.
She works for
She
the
works for
fucking
CBS.
Raiders, bro. Come on, man.
So like I
I'm
said,
not ready to fucking bounce.
So like I said,
she does
though.
not work for the.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Not work.
Go ahead.
You know.
so
Go
like
ahead,
I
you
said
know
though.
You know why?
Bounce me, bro. Because you're fucking wrong.
Because Mark.
You are so
because
fucking
Mark-
wrong,
Mark,
bro. Bounce me, bro. Bounce me. Do it. Do it.
Mark Davis doesn't want her in the building, Bob. When did she start working for the Raiders?
Always been there, bro. Always been there.
Oh,
Always been there,
oh
bro.
my-
You're
How much have
lying
you
to
had to drink
yourself.
tonight,
You
Bob?
think she hasn't been?
Well, like I said though, we need a hell of an offensive coordinator. And if our defensive coordinator is gone, who's coming in here? You see, we can't just hire Joe Schmo.
Yeah, I got you, Bishop. I gotta try to get my level of pissiness now. Only because
Yeah.
I've been on interviews with Amy Trask.
Right.
I've been on interviews with Amy Trask and Ref Guru and Violator and myself have interviewed Amy Trask for Ref's show. She works for CBS.
But she does.
Yeah,
She don't work for the Raiders.
when Mark,
I agree.
when Mark Davis took over, when the great late Al Davis passed away, that was it. They got in a huge fight, and Mark said goodbye.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So, as far as I'm concerned, we have to hit a home run in the coaching department. I believe Spytech and Tom Brady are going to smash away because of the first pick overall. Somebody good is coming here. Do you guys still think Flores is coming here?
I think that Flores is probably the top guy pending
Oh, come on.
Kubiak's interview. Did you fucking wait? I said Flores is the top consideration pending Kubiak's interview tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah,
I think Kubiak is definitely the front runner. And then Flores right behind. Yep, no doubt.
The coach from the Browns is scheduled to be interviewed too, right?
Fuck that dude. No.
He came in today. Stefanski was interviewed today.
Fuck that dude. No.
What's your thoughts, Captain?
I like Stefanski.
Yeah,
I like Stefanski.
No.
Oh, Bob, you're
No. He's done nothing but fuck it up everywhere he's been.
Oh,
Think
so he's been coach of the year twice, so he's fucked things up twice?
Yeah.
Coach of the year?
No, dude. Cleveland, that organization is garbage.
Coach of the year for a fucked up organization, and he's coach of the year twice, Bob? So he's a fucked up coach?
Hey, Pete Carroll was the coach of the year.
Not here.
As well.
Not here.
I'm just saying.
So,
I mean, come on, let's not go there. Come on. Don't use titles. I mean, for fuck's sake, we need a young freaking head coach. We need freaking new shit going on.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I mean, I'm young compared to these fucking guys. I'm 54. Let's go. I got
some credentials.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I got you, bro.
God's with me.
Yeah. I mean,
I know.
I'll hit up Paul and say, bro, just name Bob Price fucking head coach. Let's go.
Nah, I'll do it for $1 million.
I'll do it for nothing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, just pay my rent. Just pay my rent while I'm there, and then we're good.
Yeah, Kubiak. Where's he coming from?
GFR. Kubiak's coming from Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. And the thing about it is, the weird part about that is he could end up with Shula too. If he gets a head coaching job, he could bring Shula over as a fucking DC. So that's
shit. Why not call up Wade Phillips?
No. Shula is already
not
a
Don
DC.
Shula, Prince Shula.
No, he's already the DC for the Rams, Bob. He can't go DC to DC.
No, he might for him though. Just saying.
He's not going to leave the Rams, a great organization that might win the Super Bowl or vie to win it. And then slide over.
That's why it's all a speculation now, because to be honest with you, can't talk to a lot of the dudes that are actually freaking gonna be involved in the playoffs and shit. a lot of this is going to be crazy after the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
When their teams get
eliminated.
When their teams get eliminated.
Right.
That's why Kubiak is interviewing now, because the Seahawks are on a bye week. Okay.
Right.
That's why the Broncos guys were interviewed
Joseph
now, because they're on a bye week. Right.
Is Kubiak is Kubiak offensive coordinator?
Is Kubiak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's different,
And
right?
Kubiak also has the recommendation of the former Raiders quarterback Derek Dallas Carr, because Kubiak was there in with the New Orleans Saints when Carr was there, and has a lot of respect for Kubiak.
Well, I mean,
I have this.
That makes sense.
I have this unique inside view of something, and it's fucking terrible. And I promised I wouldn't say anything. Looks like Derek.
So you got a source. You got a source.
Looks like Derek. Yeah, looks like Derek Carr is going to opt out of the Saints and retire. And possibly,
well, he did, and please play for the Raiders if Kubiak is the coach, and he would be the coach, and he would be with the Raiders. Oh, okay. I want to hear what. Okay, Bob, what are you saying then?
Looks like he's going to opt out on retirement, and he is actually looking into being a consultant for the Raiders as a quarterback coach.
Okay, that was put forward by his brother on their podcast.
Oh, was it?
Him and Gruden.
Damn it! I thought I had it. I thought I was the guy. I got that freaking text message. I'm like, dude, really?
Just as long as he don't teach Mendoza on 3rd and long to throw it to the sideline.
Well, look, DC only was as good as his offensive line.
No.
Truth be told.
No. A quarterback knows how to audible if he knows he's got 3rd and forever. Don't throw it to the sideline with 3 dudes knowing the screen is coming.
That's an offensive coordinator call too. So you only put him in a certain freaking – he only has so many options when an offensive coordinator gives you a call.
So he can't read the defense?
No, you can read the defense, but fuck, if you only have fucking that many options, what do you do? I mean –
don't run that play.
Dude.
They know it's coming.
I mean, I understand you fucking hate Derek Carr. I get it.
No, I hate his decisions.
But I will tell you what, this dude will be great for the franchise if he comes in there.
I do not hate Derek Carr. I don't like his decisions when he has the game on the line.
It's not his decisions.
I played the game, high school and college.
I've been watching that shit longer than you have, bro. You're young. You're little compared to me.
Who?
Small.
Who?
You.
How old are you?
55.
I'm 52.
Okay.
I've been watching since 76. I've been watching since 76. I was 3.
Little lower than me. 71.
I'm from Oakland.
Bye-bye.
I seen the glory days with the Black Sox.
Ah, yeah. I got you.
What you talking about?
Get the fuck out.
Are you guys okay, Bob?
I know you don't want to go knowledge.
And
what?
And AJ, wait a second. Yeah, okay, Bob. I think you're going to lose on because AJ played college ball. Did you play college ball?
Yes, sir.
I played baseball.
No, AJ played college football.
Yeah, but that doesn't make shit on Raider knowledge.
I won Sacramento,
Sacramento. Oh, amazing.
regional. Okay, 1990. No.
Amazing.
No. CK McClatchy High School in Sacramento, California. We whooped everybody. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've been to 5 different high schools in my last 2 years of high school.
Okay.
I knocked dudes out playing safety. Okay?
Okay.
You didn't want to catch the ball when I was out there. You was going to feel it. I was the last era of the hits. And I'm going to tell you something. I came in 3rd place in the state of California for track meet. I bust my appendix as a sophomore running against the seniors, 330-meter hurdles.
Great.
Played at Southern University.
Great.
Against Air McNair at Alcorn.
Great.
What you talking about?
Great.
How many Raiders got drafted out of the SWAC for the Raiders?
Don't look.
They all won Super Bowls.
Okay. Great. But because you're
older than me and you think you know more.
Because you did that doesn't make you a more knowledgeable Raider fan than me.
All right. Without looking at your phone, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Bob.
Gentlemen.
Off the Raiders.
Okay.
Who threw 4 touchdowns in less than a minute across the bay?
When?
But you're older than me.
But when?
John Brody to Y.A. Tittle at Frank Ure Field. John Brody to Y.A. Tittle at Frank Ure Field.
Okay.
I got them footballs in my garage.
But the thing is, you throw the question before you even freaking give me.
But you're older than me. You tried to come at me saying you know more and woo. You try to come for me. You got to understand something.
You're a football player doesn't make you a more Raider fan than me.
Okay. Gentlemen, and I'm being kind here.
Did I say
gentlemen?
Look, dude.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Look, let me tell you something. I'll tell you what. How about this?
No, Bob, wait a second. Bob, I'm gonna mute you and AJ, I'm muting you. You're on mute. You are on mute. Both you guys are on mute. Both of you are on mute. Because it became a who's older issue and who has more knowledge issue and who's played the football game issue. Both of you. And that's why I didn't want to do that, but both of you are on mute. In fact, to make it kind of like, so we figured this out, there we go. There. See, I'm between you now, okay? Here it is. It's a pissing contest of age. It's a pissing contest of knowledge. It's a pissing contest of who did what in the Bay. Got it. I told Bob, and that's why you're on mute, because I told Bob about your career playing football and in the Bay. Bob's got you by about 3 years, but fuck you guys. I got you guys by 5 to 8 years. Okay? So age doesn't matter either. It's what's up here. And that's why you're on mute, because we are now talking. I don't hear shit about the pissing contest. We are talking now about who's going to come in, who's going to be the best for the Raiders, who's going to be that. Now, if we can go back to that and not whose dick is bigger, or whose dick is longer, or whose dick is older. Okay? You will go to that. Now, unmuted. There.
Hey, man.
Timeout done.
Hey, I gotta go, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not gonna listen to this dude one more minute. All right, off I go. Go ahead and put me out.
Me or him?
No, I'm not gonna listen to him again because he's a shit show. So just go ahead and put me out, man.
Okay. Well then, hey Rev, I'm gonna put you both out. I'll put you both out because I get it. It's gotten volatile while and there you go. So Bob, he popped. I didn't pop him.
All right.
But if you're gone,
I'm not gonna listen to a dude that has no freaking filter at all.
Well, Bob, you're the one that doesn't have a filter right now, sir.
Okay. Well, go ahead and put me out too because I'm done.
Okay. Nice talking with you as well.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Love you, no shit.
All right. Gentlemen, take care. Take care, Bob. Now, folks, for a little bit of what's going on, myself and Bob and AJ are all Navy blue and true, and we get hostile and irritated. All of us. Okay? All of us. I got pissy at Bob. I get pissy at AJ. We get pissy at each other. It's kind of an old dude pissy thing. So Ted said, "You sure do. We do." It kind of got too much. And Furpo, Jimmy Furpo's in here talking about this is the best thing. Raiders, and DJ. Thanks for coming in. If you are on Bob's channel, thank you. Navman's channel, thank you. I would have lost this bet anyway because I didn't pick Miami to win. And GFR, thank you for that. Right guy. I don't care who. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care who. I hope the Raiders. This is better. I hope the Raiders make the best decision for head coach and offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator and special teams coach and coordinator, because they certainly didn't fucking do it this past time. Okay, thanks, Bob, or thanks there, AJ. Shalom to you. We got heated. That's what makes the show so entertaining. I mean, I didn't like to put people in there you go. And Furpo's out later. I appreciate everybody being here. I got pissed. I saw Raiders interview Davis from the Broncos. That is a interview. If it's an OC interview, that's fine. But that is also, like Al Davis used to do, that's an interview for later too. But you can't let me ask, can you interview for OC if your head coach doesn't want to put you in as the OC? If the owner says to do that, fine. But he was interviewed by the Raiders. All right, thanks, Ed. Okay, yeah, and here's the thing, AJ. I think this we all got a bit much. Okay, thank you. They interviewed Davis for the head coach job. The same stuff that I got information. Head coach interview. And when Bob says that Amy Trask works for the Raiders, no. I don't have Amy Trask's number. I don't. But I know two people that do, actually one person, and that's Ref. Because Ref asked Amy Trask to be on a show with Ref's channel and Wayne and myself. So we've interviewed Amy. We've basically, being on Ref's channel, she works for CBS. She wants nothing to do with Mark Davis, and Mark Davis doesn't want anything to do with her. Period. So that wasn't, that's why I got all pissed off, or the second reason why I got pissed off, because Davis interviewed for the head coaching job. He ain't getting it because he's the quarterback's coach. Or I should say, it would surprise me immensely. It would be the left field. This is not Al Davis giving it to John Madden as the young guy. This is not Al Davis giving it to John Gruden as the young guy. Thank you, JD. He was the first head coach interview. But that's for later. They were picking his brain. If you were laying odds in Vegas, that's the one with the longest odds, right? You put $1 on it, and then if he wins, you made a lot of money. I don't know why I'm doing gambling so much. But thanks, JD. Amy Trask does not work for the Raiders. This I know. Wait, did I show everybody my pinky ring yet? It's platinum with 2 diamonds. I don't know what the stone is. And thank you again. Thank you. Hulk. JDDJ. You're not going to interview him for, you say it's a head coach interview. You got to. We're going to interview you for the offensive coordinator. Maybe, but you don't call it that. That's a head coach interview. They interviewed Spagnuolo. They interviewed Stefanski. Look what they interviewed. It's out there. Oh, my God. Anyway, I don't want to lose anyway. We've been here close to 3 hours. Wow. It is entertaining, Ed. It is entertaining. If you would like to be in the show, and I hope I didn't lose anybody that is watching on Bob's channel. I like hanging out with Bob. I like hanging out. I like hanging out with AJ. I couldn't hack that Dodger hat tonight. I think that, when it's baseball season, and I say that, I don't know if AJ's still in here. When it's baseball season, it's more amenable. I can't stand it, but I'll be wearing my Phillies hat, and you can wear your Dodger hat. And Ed, you're still working. You're still working on the Dodgers Phillies game. I hope. If anybody else wants to come in, great. Let me know. If you're watching on Bob's channel, that's why I put it up there, because it'll be in my comments, but you actually have to fat finger. You actually have to fat finger that information because it's not in Bob's feed. If you're on Bob's channel. I'll leave it up for a bit. DJ, you can come in. I hope I didn't lose that. Bruce Davis, you can. I'd like to interview you. Yeah, okay. And Ed's going to call me back. Okay, thanks. And like I said, I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this, but I've cursed out Bishop. I've cursed out Bishop. I don't know if I cursed out Bob yet, but that's probably coming. So make the show so entertaining. People don't watch my show anymore, or some people don't watch my show anymore because I'm acerbic. I won't mention some people on my show anymore because God forbid that I say shit about that they don't. I'm not saying this is Bob or AJ. This is not Bob or AJ. But damn. I'm leaving that up there. Because if you're watching on Navman's channel, and boy, if you're watching on Navman's channel, I'm not going anywhere yet. It's almost midnight. And let me see. I don't think, yeah. I don't think I won any of those bets. So I think I have a whole $50. No, okay. I definitely thought Ole Miss was going to win. Oh my God. I'm not even going to talk about that shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. All this political shit. What? All this political shit. I'm not even going to go there. But we are up at 3 hours. So I you know what? I'm going to take that as a cue. Maybe I'll come back on this weekend. Maybe. Ed, definitely call me tomorrow. JD, please, if you can, and I'll text you as well. I definitely would like to have your input about big news. I am getting my hot tub for my lanai. The 70-inch screen that's right there. Oh my goodness, thank you, DJ. I appreciate that, sir, because I don't want to leave on a down note. Raider Hulk is here. Thank you for this because I hate leaving on a down note. Welcome to the show, sir. How you do? Oh, I didn't hit anything. Uh-oh. You're good, DJ. Come back on camera.
There we are.
Okay, you're here. Thank God.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. How you been?
You mean other than the last hour? Been okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And again, I'm sorry. I do get, what is it? Is it hostile, irritated?
No, well,
Yeah.
it's all
I
good.
just, I mean, it's my personality. I definitely would. And I was just saying this, the old TV that's there, right? And I was telling you this in the parking lot. Great TV, but since I'm getting a hot tub for the back, there's no reason to junk that TV.
No.
And I'm going to put it on the patio. Now, I don't know if I should keep it because the Bose system will work with whatever TV that's in here, correct?
It should.
Okay. Well, then I can use the Bose system, and the TV will have the Bluetooth, so the TV will talk to the furniture.
The new one will.
The new one will, yes. The new one will, yeah.
Yeah.
So
the new one you should be able to connect to that chair via
okay,
Bluetooth.
good. Well, then I can have, but then I will have the TV connected to the chair. And you were talking about other good speakers and I guess I can subsidize all of the speakers in this room and out there with the 70-inch that's hanging on my set now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm all ears. When can you come over? When can I have you away from your wonderful lady of the house? You work it out.
I need to come down. I've got a buddy, as I may have told you before, in Tampa, that I'm overdue to go see as well. So I just need to plan. I'm actually going to be in the Florida Keys next week for work, but I'm not going to make it past the Keys. So, but now that the season's over and we're done traveling, I'll plan something and come, spend a day and we can figure it all out.
Yeah, let me know because I'm going to be in Texas next weekend in El Paso, going to the signing event. For those that don't know, there's a signing event in El Paso for it's Lester Hayes and Ira Matthews. So if you didn't get your Ira Matthews in Houston, Lester Hayes and Ira Matthews will be there in Texas.
I'm supposed to be there.
Are you supposed to be there?
I'm supposed to go. I need to. I keep on. That's in 2 weeks, isn't it?
You get 2 weeks.
About
The 24th.
Yeah. So that's in a couple weeks. I
Yeah.
got some yeah. I need to look at. Matter of fact, I'll probably look at some tickets tomorrow. Actually, I need to buy them before Saturday because that'll give me 2 weeks out, I think, so I can still get a pretty decent fare. Everyone always asks me, "What? You're not driving down there?" I'm like, "Do you not realize how big Texas is?" I mean,
I know. I know how big fucking Texas is.
But it's just funny because it's like for me, it'd still be it's probably 10, 11 hour drive from Dallas.
Yeah, because I remember that I had to go because I was coming back up to see you, and I had to get to a point past El Paso to get to 8 hours away from Dallas to go up to Dallas, and I still had to go and I was dead dog ass tired when I got to El Paso, and I still had to go another 2 hours away.
Yeah,
I was fucking dog ass tired.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember where the fuck I was driving from, but it was a long fucking day.
Yeah, I know. I mean, normally what you do is, or if I was driving, I'd have to drive down to San Antonio, and then in San Antonio you catch I-10, and then I-10 over to El Paso. I know Raider Wicked drives it because he's in San Antonio, so I know he'll be driving it. But I think from San Antonio it's 6.5 hours, maybe it's 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from San Antonio. I'm 4.5, 5 hours, depending on traffic. So it's a good 10, 11 hours from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's a long haul. So while we got you on here, but yeah, let's work on that because I'm not going to be here all the time. I'm going to be doing various because I need to get the fuck out of that house here too.
Yeah.
And I will spinning circle. While we got you on, and thank you again for coming in. Your thoughts on OC? If the head coach, like I said, if Brian Flores is our head coach, then he's obviously going to be intent on calling the defenses. But it's going to be his defense coordinator is going to be somebody that does his system.
Yeah.
And the same thing for an OC, a guy who's an offensive-minded head coach like Clint Kubiak. He's going to bring in somebody that, and a lot of times the OC of an offensive-minded head coach is kind of like I don't know, he's like a glorified, what do you call it? The guy, clipboard guy.
Yeah,
because the head coach OC is that guy. Now, when Andy Reid was better, he would have Andy Reid would take care of the head coaching things, and Matt Nagy was the OC, and Eric Bieniemy was the OC because you need to get rid of some of that shit.
Well, if you remember,
what do you think there, bud? What's your thoughts as to?
I'm not sure. You know, the thing with Flores
and
kind of the back. Can you hear me? Yeah, the thing with Flores,
yeah,
is the baggage that I think he brings. And if you look at his time, his tenure in Miami, and kind of the things that he's known as more, from what I hear, from what you read, he's known as more of a kind of a dictatorish, it's my way or the highway type of system. We've had that before and it didn't work out too well. So he can be a player's coach at times, but he's more of a it's my way or the highway type of coach. And I don't know, I just don't know if that's going to really fit. I think what we need is a good combination of a coach that's a little stricter and holds people accountable, but we also need somebody that's kind of a player's coach because the players, especially with some of the players that we have now, because they tended to, you look at AP and you look at Bisaccia, and I think out of Bisaccia was probably the best mold of those two not personalities, but coaching styles. And if you look, they ended up going, they went to the playoffs that year. So, and the players really responded to him. So I think we need a mix of that. I'm not a Flores fan. I don't think he would be bad. I just don't know if it would work out too well. The only thing with Flores that I hear or read about is that if Flores came, it would probably be a Flores Daboll kind of combination where Brian Flores would come in to be the head coach and he would drag Brian Daboll with him as the OC. That's intriguing to me. I actually kind of like that. But then who do you put in as DC? I really like the idea. Now, I was watching some other podcasts too, some Raider podcasts of some people that as well. And the guy was talking about him actually, as he started to dig into Davis Webb, how much he actually started to like the idea of that guy being a head coach for the Raiders, because he started, that they're saying that guy is responsible for Bo Nix's success. And then wherever he was previously, he comes, he's been with Sean Payton. He's been under Sean Payton's tree for a while. If you look at, Sean McVay came into the league or came into a head coaching position around the same age, kind of unproven and had major success because he brought a lot of fresh ideas. but then surrounding that guy with some, a good OC and a good DC, it could work. But my thought is, I would love to see. I don't want to retread, right? Stefanski, yeah, okay, that's intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh's not coming. I don't care what anybody says. Harbaugh's not coming to the Raiders.
Harbaugh's not coming.
No.
And
I heard earlier that one of the guys said, there were 7 teams that had head coaching vacancies, and I think it was AJ said it. All 7 teams inquired about Harbaugh when they heard about it. But from what I heard,
but
one of the first calls.
That doesn't mean. Yeah.
No. Yeah, but one of the first calls was from Tampa Bay, and the agent for Harbaugh told the Tampa Bay inquiry, whoever was inquiring from Tampa Bay, that he's not coming to Tampa because you guys have a GM. And Harbaugh wanted to basically bring in somebody that he is friendly with as a GM. So it's almost kind of backwards. Like normally a GM brings in the coach. Yeah. Harbaugh wants to have, he wants to know who the GM is, and it kind of needs to be a pairing if he's going to go somewhere, which is interesting when you look at it, because, if you look at that, a lot of the teams that are out there, did the Giants fire their GM? I don't remember.
No, Shane is still the GM of the Giants.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then Harbaugh's not going there either. And that makes the Miami situation even more interesting, because they did fire their GM. Then they fired the coach, and they let McDaniels go. So who's to say that that's not, that wasn't like set up when Harbaugh got fired? They're like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Maybe we need to make some changes. Now, McDaniels is another interesting cat. I don't think he may get a head coaching shot with somebody, but if he floats out there as an OC,
not this year.
That kid is an OC.
I think he's OC this next year, because I think he kind of overstepped his and he's really good as an OC, but you do those peculiar moves as a head coach. He needs to take his lumps. I mean, hell, remember we had Lane Kiffin when Lane Kiffin was fucking just young and stupid, right?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin now is a decent, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but he is a very good coach in the college ranks.
Yeah.
And because he's gone through the shit of the Raiders, he's gone through the shit of Tennessee, he's gone through the shit of what he was out there in for USC. He had to take a shit sandwich and eat it, which is why he was down at FAU, and he's built himself back up. Florida Atlantic to Ole Miss to now LSU. So he's done the right things. But hey, AK, how you doing there? We've got AK on the line. Appreciate you, brother. So he's not a retread per se, but he's learned and gotten older. So I think McDaniel needs to learn and get older, but maybe he's just that guy that's a great OC and a shit head coach, like Norv Turner, Dable as of right now. There are guys like that. So we'll see about that.
Well, the interesting thing about Brian Flores, and a lot of people have tied him to the Raiders, he's not even scheduled for an interview. So
yeah.
But still, the one that I think that's the most intriguing to me, and the one that people immediately started talking about even before we fired Carroll, was Kubiak. And I think Kubiak ends up being the one. And it'll be interesting to see. Just because of what that guy has done with quarterbacks in the league. I saw a chart the other day of all the quarterbacks that he's been or had underneath his responsibility at one point or another, whether it was head coach or any one of his other coaching positions. And their numbers have been staggering. Look what he's done with, even Sam Darnold, with the Seahawks. Everybody thought he had a good season in Minnesota, but in that it was a fluke, and then he goes to Seattle and he flourishes under Kubiak. So, it's just, even I think he was with the Saints as well. And
and that's why he has the endorsement of Derek Carr.
Yeah. And he even had, Carr had decent numbers there, and it's just all these quarterbacks he's worked with have been great. So I think if we're going to end up bringing in Mendoza, and I'm even torn on. I like Mendoza. I've been watching his games for the past. I watched probably Indiana's last 2 games, the Big Ten championship, and then he really impressed me with the Alabama game, because that was probably and Ohio State's good, but they showed their true colors too when they just got demolished right in the first playoff round. But man, Mendoza looked phenomenal against a top tier team in Alabama and completely crushed those guys. And just watching that guy, his decision making and just kind of what he does, he reminds me. It's funny. He reminds me a lot of. Why am I going to draw a blank on the guy's name? He reminds me of the cat that came out from Stanford that played for the Colts and then retired early.
Andrew Luck. He reminds me a lot of Andrew Luck. Quirky, really smart, has it up here. Super smart, football IQ, little quirky. Doesn't appear to be as athletic as he really is, but man, that guy came in the league and just started tearing it up. And I think Mendoza reminds me a lot of that of Andrew Luck. So hell, I'll take it if that's the if that's the comparison. I know somebody earlier said that they maybe it was AJ was comparing, saying about his football IQ and Mahomes and some other ones, but Mahomes is a completely different animal from anybody. The guy just has these athletic abilities that are just beyond what anybody else has. I don't know if did you watch the show Quarterback when Mahomes was on it? No, I try not to watch anything that has Patrick
either, and that's why I didn't watch it. But I got caught watching it one time. It was actually really interesting, just the testing and stuff they did on Mahomes, and he's got like these weird flexibility things that not a lot of people have in his arms, and why he can do all that crazy shit. But anyways, yeah. So I'm torn on the draft thing. I mean, it's super exciting, and I'm a draft guy, and I go to the draft. I'm planning that now for Pittsburgh, but I'm torn on. What do we do? I mean, do we take Mendoza? Do we? Because there's going to be people, and it's really going to get.
Oh hell! I hope we didn't lose you.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. You said people are going to get torn between, and then we lost you for about.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is, it's going to get really interesting if Moore decides to go back to college, because if Moore goes back to college, then the quarterback class just thins out even worse. And who do you have? You have Ty Simpson from Alabama, who looked absolutely horrendous.
Yeah,
I saw. It was funny earlier. I was on PFF, and I was looking at draft prospects for the 26th draft, and I wanted to see where people were ranking the draft picks. This clown, and I'm going to call him a clown, had Ty Simpson as the number 1 quarterback in this draft over Mendoza and Moore. Yeah, and I was just like, what are you smoking? I mean, it was like, did you watch his? I mean, I've watched this guy's football games, and he's off. I mean, I'm not going to say he's awful, but he got benched in the playoff game because he's not
top tier. He's not top tier. Yeah.
So like I said, if Moore goes back to school, that's going to mean that the first round quarterback pool goes to one player, in my opinion, and that goes to Mendoza.
Yeah.
Mendoza is probably the only one that's worth a first round look. And so if that's the case, then you have the Raiders sitting there at number 1. The Jets definitely want a quarterback. There's multiple teams that want a quarterback. And if that's the only quarterback, it's like, man, what kind of draft haul could we pull?
Yes.
If we give up that number 1 pick. Now, is it worth it? Depends on the draft haul, in my opinion, because honestly, I think look at that, I got fireworks. I don't know why.
I certainly didn't do that shit, so I'm glad that you did it.
It might be StreamYard. I don't know. But if we get enough draft picks and then just find a bridge, and just stockpile the trenches, build the D line, the O line first, obviously, and then the D line. Look, and people will probably get pissed off that I say this. Aiden O'Connell he's a good pocket quarterback. He's not the most mobile, but if he has time to throw it, and he's shown it, and we've seen it. I mean, shit. Hell, he threw up 63 points on the Chargers that one year. Mm-hmm. So the guy can toss the ball, and he's coming out of college, he wasn't known as being super athletic, but he was known for being super accurate. And the guy can put the ball where it needs to go. The problem is, and you look at the last game when he came in, but he doesn't have anybody to throw to outside of Bowers. I mean, yeah, we have some, but we don't have an elite receiver. And Beck, I think will end up being good. We'll see what the other guy does, the other rookie.
Thornton, and I think Thornton will shine once he gets more reps.
Yeah, but again, I mean, Aiden didn't have any reps of those receivers all year, right? And I mean, I'm not saying he didn't have any reps, but he didn't get a lot of reps because Gino was getting all the reps. And look, you build in the trenches. It's been proven over and over. I don't know why people get so hyper focused on a single player. Like, I get it, quarterbacks can do whatever, but if we have a first round quarterback, and we don't have, we're not surrounding him, what good is that? You know what I mean? And look, I know everybody goes, oh, well, we have $100 million in cap space. We have the number one pick in the draft. Well, just because we have $100 million in cap space doesn't mean that the players that we want to go out and get in free agency want to come to Las Vegas. Right?
You're gonna have to overpay a lot because this is a shit show. The $100 million that would normally go to 7 players is probably only going to go to 4 because you got to overpay those 4 guys to come here.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting thing. Good. I'm glad I'm not John Spytek and having to make those decisions because, no matter what, Raider Nation's going to be pissed off either way, right? We draft Mendoza. Oh, we should have traded out and got draft picks. We don't draft Mendoza and we get draft picks. Oh, we should have drafted Mendoza. And it's just, you know what I mean? But I like Spytek a lot. I like what he's done. I think, last year with the Carroll experiment, I think it was a lot of we didn't get who we wanted. And I think we struck out on a couple things, last year. And I think plan C was Carroll. And I don't think that was Brady's or Spytek's first choice.
It wasn't. It was.
Guarantee it wasn't. But it was kind of, they kind of probably were like, okay, oh shit, what do we do? And I think Carroll probably came in and said, look, if I come in, I want full control over the team and the play calling and offense, defense, and then he brings in his god awful kids. I mean, that was just mind-boggling, the reports that I'm reading about, Spytek having to come down and, the offensive line players were having their own private meetings because they had no clue what was going on. And
I read that too. It was horrible. Even DJ Glaze was saying that the line would have their own meetings with Gino and Ashton Genty just so they can get rapport.
Yeah. And so the interesting thing is I got to meet, so Caleb Rogers, who was one of the offensive linemen that we took, he's from Texas. His family lives in Dallas, and obviously he went to Tech. And his dad comes and hangs out at one of the watch parties here in Dallas. So I've gotten to sit and talk to that guy. Really cool dude. I text him every once in a while, checking in with him. But just a really cool dude. And he was this was a couple games ago, right before they started putting him in, and he was just so frustrated. He's like, I don't understand. And Caleb doesn't get it. He doesn't understand why he's not being put in. And then they put Caleb Rogers in, and the guy performs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The guy didn't give up. I mean, I think his first game he gave up 0 sacks, had like a phenomenal rating. And then the other kid, I think it's Charles Grant that we took from
Charles Grant. Yep, the tackle. Yep.
Yeah. Why aren't you playing these guys? I mean, these kids, we drafted these guys third round, fourth round for a reason.
Like 98 and 99, DJ. I was there. 98 and 99, back to back.
So it's like, obviously, and look, I like Spytek. I think he's a good evaluator. You look at what he did when he, his time in Tampa and some other places. I mean, in Tampa specifically, but I really like what he did. I liked his picks. I definitely think he drafts better than Gruden.
In my sleep, I draft better than Gruden.
Oh God, that was awful. But yeah, so I'm excited to see. If we traded out of the first pick, I wouldn't be butthurt about it. I would actually kind of be intrigued to buy it because, the Jet. What will we get from the Jets if the Jets were third or fourth? I saw some mock drafts where the Jets gave up to move up to where the Raiders or the Giants would be at the time, because we were flip-flopping between first and second, that the Jets would have given up their 2027 first-round pick, their first-round pick in, obviously, their higher first-round pick in this year's draft, and then a second and another. So it would have given us like 2 first rounds, a second round. I mean, just stockpile like picks in day 1 and 2. So
yeah. Hey, Paul, wait a second. let me rephrase that, because remember, the Jets are so god fucking awful that there's a good chance that the Jets have the number 1 pick next year.
Yeah. Well,
and again, I'm the one that said, if Mendoza is your guy, and I'm going to say that I like what I see, but if I'm getting a bunch of ones, and let me preface this, a bunch of ones with a general manager that actually can pick, that's the second thing. Because I think Spytek's ability to actually evaluate talent, pardon me, is a lot better than what we've had the last 10 years. Spytek's ability to evaluate talent with the ability to get these guys with picks that we would get from the Jets. And I would say I would definitely want 3 ones.
Yeah.
I would want, because I think the Jets have multiple ones this year.
They do. Yeah, they have 2 first rounds this year. Then I think they have multiple next year as well, because of all the
training and salary cap dumping that they did with Sauce
trade
and the other guy. Yep.
So Raider Paul said, we only trade out if we have a quarterback. We ain't messing this up. No, I agree with that 100%. But the good thing is more things will fall into place as free agency opens up and all those things before the draft, right? So look, who's to say we don't go out and, once we get a coach in place and we see who that is, and then say the Raiders fuck around and go sign a Malik Willis and, bring him in. He looked great when he filled in for Jordan Love. And, that guy's just been sitting back there like Jordan Love sat back for a while and just been learning. So, who's to say that they don't go out and get somebody like a Malik Willis, and then that changes things, right? Because then it's like, well, maybe now we do have the, a quarterback that's at least serviceable, you could put behind a line.
Yeah.
And then we can draft. I mean, look, I think if, Colton Miller comes back, you have Caleb Rogers. I like JPJ at center.
I like JPJ at guard. I do. Yeah.
Well, so maybe move him. So keep him at guard. You have Caleb Rogers on the other side. You've got Colton Miller. And then, Glaze didn't have a great year. I still don't think he's a bad right tackle. But, I think it's a serviceable line. And then you go draft or through free agency, get some O-linemen and really create a nice little rotational depth on the O-line. Genty can do his thing. You got Bowers. Hopefully we keep Mayer. Then we have a good tight end, 2 tight ends, running back. And then we just need to go get a receiver, like a number 1 receiver. I don't want Pickens, even though he would be great, but he's just a locker room nightmare. But then we have the ability to go, if we stockpile picks in the first and say we had a Malik Willis, then we can go out and draft a first round receiver. And there's a lot of them in this draft. So who knows? We'll see.
Well, and that's why I said, because we got Rodgers and we got Grant, and their grades are incomplete because they were not given the opportunity, nor were they taught, nor were they coached up to do the job. It's not their fault that they weren't put in there. It's not their fault because they didn't have a fucking offensive line coach. They didn't. And so this whole year was basically a waste. It was a bunch of scrimmaging, and it was a waste. Okay. And I was going to say, trade Max? No. Not yet. Not yet. Well, why do you want to trade Max, Paul? I was going to say, Max he's the face of the franchise, and he just wants us to get good. I didn't say, he just wants us to get good, to be respectable. He wants to chase that Super Bowl, but he wants us to at least be respectable. We haven't been respectable. We went to the playoffs. The last time we went to the playoffs was with fucking Derek Carr when we won, and Rich Bisaccia was our interim head coach. That was the last time we went to the playoffs.
That was the game we beat. We beat the Chargers in the last game of the season to get in.
We beat the Chargers, and then we went to Cincinnati, and then of course a person that I won't malign anymore, who does not like Derek Dallas Carr, just goes on and on and on about he did this, he did that, and he did the other thing. Fuck it. Okay. It's a team effort. It is a team effort. But I was getting upset with Derek Carr. I won't go the Derek Dallas Carr route, but I'm telling you, and I'm saying as well, you give Aiden O'Connell a line, and I got really pissed off when the Dolphins grabbed Cam Miller before the last game. I was incensed. I was pissed. That was a guy you could have looked at under the right people and said, hey, this is a guy that won in college, in his level. And now he's gone.
Was he North Dakota State?
Yeah, North Dakota State. Yeah. And so he's gone, and the Dolphins grabbed him for nothing. So it's unfortunate. But
we'll see if he. I know they signed him to the active roster, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with him because I don't know I didn't pay attention to what his terms were, if it was just for the remainder of the season or.
Yeah, and that's what I'd like to see, is because obviously if they cut him, because he's on their roster now.
Yeah. He's
on their roster now. Now, if he gets cut and we say, hey, we'd like to have you, then if he's a free agent, then he's dibs. But we'll see. And now it's one of those things, since he's a young player, he's got to go through waivers.
Yeah. Because
he's a younger player, and that means anybody can grab him. And that's how that goes. But I would like to have seen, and that would have been great. But AOC 12, I don't, my feelings on calling him by just the initials. Fuck that. Yep. But let him get behind this offensive line between Rodgers and Grant and JPJ and Glaze and fucking Lockie Tossie, man. And that's another guy. He got no training. None.
Yep.
And he's fucking big ass strong, no training, no line coach. And that was a waste of a year. And he's probably saying, what the fuck, man? So we can be so much better. And then you get these guys in the draft or free agents, Linderbaum, Walker, because these guys are two guys that are very high on Fester's board. And I'm not a draft guy. I only listen to what I know. And then you get the drafted guys like Magua or Proctor are the names that I'm hearing. And I definitely like Slaughter at center. You do that, you got about 10 guys right there. 10 guys. not even counting Miller. And you find a line there.
Yeah, so. I'm looking at the draft order right now. So Jets, obviously, their biggest need is quarterback. Then the Cardinals are 3. They're saying their biggest need is quarterback, and we'll see what happens with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they're gonna cut him. He's gone.
Yeah, and then the Titans are good. Giants are good at quarterback, and then the next one is the Browns at 6. So it'll be interesting to see, because like I said, if Moore goes back to school, it's gonna get really, really interesting because, like I said, I don't think there's another first round. I think outside of Moore and Mendoza, it's risk after that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Carson Beck's going to be a good quarterback, but I don't think anybody wants to put it. I mean, the highest he's going to go is second round, and he's playing. He's playing up to that right now. He's playing up to get into the second round. If you draft Carson Beck in the first round, you're overdrafting.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I was watching the game earlier. I didn't see who ended up. Did Ole Miss end up winning?
No, Miami won on a Carson Beck scramble for a touchdown.
Oh no shit, that's cool. Miami in the finals, man. Wow. That's interesting. But yeah, so he, like I said, I agree with you. I think he's well, you never know. Second, third round guy. And then the kid from Ole Miss.
Oklahoma Mateer is good. The Ole Miss quarterback is going to go back because he's good, but he needs more seasoning. And I didn't realize this. He's only 6 foot tall. I didn't realize he was that small. I'm not a draft guy. I don't look at all the intangibles. I say, oh, he's a decent quarterback. Yeah, but his size-wise, he's like the fucking guy that played Caleb Williams. Size-wise.
He's like Diego Pavia. I mean, that kid's like got to be, if he's lucky, 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, he's small.
Yeah. Are you going this year
to the draft?
Yeah.
I'm going to the draft.
Yeah, I guess I need to start planning that.
Yeah, I told Hollywood. I said, dude, you need. What are we doing? I'm going. What are we doing? Because Hollywood and I are going to be doing more games in theory, and hopefully it'll happen. Because we're gonna and for Raider games, I'm selling my 2 tickets to get front in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm selling my 2 tickets to get front. So I'm going to have to pay money even in Vegas for a front ticket with Wood.
Yeah. It was interesting. I went to more than 2 games this year, but I only went in for 2 games. I went in for the home opener just because I had a client that had tickets. And then the rest of the games, I just went to tailgate. And then I walked across the street, watched the games there. And then I ended up going the last game. Obviously, I was there because I got tickets in the club level, 4 rows behind the Raiders bench for $80 a piece.
Nice.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was good. Plus, it was actually it was a fun game to go to because we knew going in that we could actually cheer for the Raiders to win because the Giants, we knew the Giants beat the Cowboys, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll go. Me, I go to as many games as I can, but I just had a hard time paying money to go in to watch Geno throw interceptions or get sacked.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm hoping that those tickets will fetch me good money this next year based upon a new coach, a new scheme, more positive things for the team. I mean, you got to have that. This is our year type of thing. It's going to be a couple of years, but this is our year that we actually get respectable.
Yeah. Yep.
And we need that.
It's interesting. I was, me, I love the draft. So I start really getting into the draft, and now, I'll wait a little bit. I still dabble around and start trying to familiarize myself with the players outside the first round. and I'll really start to dig into it after the Super Bowl a little more. But there's a website, and I don't remember what it is, but it's not PFF, but it's another website that has, mock draft simulator. But it actually, this one site had in addition to the mock draft simulator, it had a GM simulator and actually lets you play GM. So it was actually really interesting. So it goes through all the different phases, right? So you go through your roster at the end of the season, and it shows you who's eligible to cut. It gives you your cap hits if you cut them, how much money you'd save if you cut them. So you go through and you do all that, and then you go through and re-sign players, and then you go into free. Yeah.
I hate saying this, but I'm going to have an old man emergency.
No, you're good.
So either you would stay here and let me come back in about 5 minutes, or I got to go.
No, it's up to you. We can cut it. I'll come back. Next time.
Oh, and I'm very sorry, but I know body, and it's like, if this ain't happening, it's going to be bad. So.
We can pick up the conversation later, my friend. It's all good. I know. It's late here, and I know it's even later for you. So. Yeah.
So I appreciate you, folks. I'm cutting it basically right now. No outro. I got to get the fuck out of here. So all DJ, right, again, best to you, sir.
Sure.
And there's DJ, and I double clicked them. So there you go. I got to go.